Yo, good to see you on the chat, man. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Aries Bookman. I'm a psycho-spiritual consultant, so consultations are not just what I offer, it's what I do. Yeah, man. Good to see y'all on the show, man. Welcome to the show. That boy Mars there, he hit the chat at 3:16 a.m. Good to see you, man. Side Ejax, relax you good 11. Good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all in the chat. Edgar Allan Piccolo, what fuse now? All right, fusion, ha. All right, man. Good to see you, bro. And Rocky, good to see you on the chat. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, thank you. So goodwill pickup, man. Thank you for the nice shirt. Now, I know you see the taco meat too now. Motherfuckers be mad about taco meat, bro. You know, I already know how it goes. It's not even the taco meat you mad at. You mad at the girl seen the taco meat and she decided tortilla chips and cheese is what she need to go get. I'm gonna let you know, boy. Don't even be mad at it. Oh. I'm a piece of shit. It's okay. Welcome to the show, guys. First and foremost, the next season of the Guild is coming around the corner. Doors are going to open September 29th through October 5th. This is 1 week. I have the doors open for new admission. Okay. Other than that, you wait. Because I'm busy focusing on a set group of people. Most people are looking for how to make their understanding of magic, the occult, spirituality, how to make it practical or part of their everyday life. Boom, see that? And look, the link is in the description. You can get all that detail, so you just let it shuffle, bro. Let it shuffle. They're looking at how to make this shit practical, how to make this part of your everyday life. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, shit ain't sweet. Shit ain't sweet. It's okay. Go back to the place where they're going to tell you shit's sweet. It feels good. You feel like part of the group. You know, welcome family, peace family. All right, now, don't you feel included? Whatever the fuck. Look, I'm being a dick. Yeah. That's what the Guild is for, okay? 3-month-long continuous cohort class. I'm not giving you a master class, kiddos. You're not even close, okay? And it's not because I'm being mean to you. It's not because I'm trying to be better than you. Like, look, in this arena, I'm better than you. Go pick up the hood of a car. I'm not better than you. Let's cook. I'm not better than you. Let's clean. I'm not better than you. You'll go lift some weights. Want to lift the weights? I'm not better than you. Well, some of y'all I'm better than. You know, not even no front. But for the most part, if you a nigga to go do that shit, I'm not better than you. Motherfucker, I do this shit. I'm better than you. Please try me on it. I'd love you too, but you won't. You won't. Now I just sound like everybody else. Yes, the taco meat, Rocky. Yes, the taco meat. Getting it in. It always kind of unsettles me when I see a grown man without chest hair. I always think to myself, does he shave it? I know. Look, when I was real young, I ain't gonna front. I shaved it. I was like, oh no, this isn't sexy. Nah, I was misled by myself. I now have a lush meadow of chest hair. See, man, the youngins don't know, boy. The youngins don't know. You better ask a girl. All right, now you see it with the tortilla chips and the cheese. And you wondering what she thinking. I know what she thinking, player. All right, let me stop talking shit for a second, as if I could. This is what I want to talk about today. I slightly suggested and mentioned this in an impromptu session in the Guild. Because when we do the Guild, each month there's a set of 3 weeks. We'll have 3 sessions a week. But throughout that time, if you want some extra, if you need a little more assistance, I do impromptu sessions. So during an impromptu session, while explaining part of the fundamental map, I was talking about, well, I used it as an example, the concept of ascended masters. But I noticed some people throw it around out here. So what the fuck are we talking about, okay? What the fuck are we talking about? I kind of want to delve into that, but for the most part, what I want to talk about is the process of ascension itself. Like I said, bro, I can throw this information at y'all forever. But if you don't get it, you don't get it. You're just going to be listening and going, fire, fact. This feels good to hear. Nigga, fuck that shit. Whatever though. I'm just being mean. Anyways, y'all, let's get to the show today. Let's get to the show. Oh, I'm gonna have some fucking fun. That's rude. He should wait till I'm not listening to do things like that. Whatever. You're right. You're probably right. Team Sierra, good to see y'all in the chat, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. All right, let's go. Well, you impressed with that shit. You put it together. I see. It ain't shit, though. Come on. I'll be laughing in class. I'll be laughing. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're going crazy, but it's alright. I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help. So, yeah, live stream video, like, subscribe, guys. Really though, I'm not really interested in the like and subscribe. The algorithm don't like me, no way. You see, I don't have no ads. You didn't notice. You just got the benefit of it. Motherfuckers got ads on the other shit. It's alright, though. You really want to help? SOS. Spend or share. Go to cornerstore.com. Put some money on that shit, boy. Fuck you talking about? Oh, I want to let you know how much I really appreciate you, Aries. Boy, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Oh, I'm a piece of shit, man. I love it, though. It's fun. All right, y'all. So, in the guild, when we're talking about practical magic, there are 3 A's of practical magic. The 3 A's of practical magic. Here, I'll even show you here in the little setup. What? In the little setup. Fuck you talking about? There we go. There are 3 A's of practical magic. Okay? 3 A's of practical magic. Ascension, ancestors, and altars. We go over 3 months. Oh, look at that. 3 A's, 3 months? Huh? Yeah, there's one a month. All right. The first and the most fundamental of these is ascension itself. You like the idea of an ascended master, huh? Sound nice. It piques your interest. Ascension is a catch-all term for the general work of any spiritual system. All right. Ascension is a catch-all term for the general work of any spiritual system. Okay. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna fuck around with you. The idea of ascended masters is part of a particular type of metaphysics. See, some of y'all are looking for the right metaphysics to have. You're looking for the correct answer, the right thing to think, and that ain't how none of this work. That's back in grade school. You weren't even good at grade school. You're gonna have to try and do stop. I know. It's the trauma. It'll be alright. Look. Only particular metaphysics have such a thing as ascended masters. Like, it's not like motherfuckers are looking for the certainty, the ultimate reality, and this is the real truth on it, bro. Ultimate reality is unknowable. That's why you have theoretical frameworks. Ultimate reality is on its face unknowable as a whole. So throughout history, there have always been different models and frameworks to begin to try and understand it. So you look at the Egyptian pantheon, you see the kitties, you see the little crocodiles, you see a little alligator, right? You see the little hippopotamus. All right, you thinking, okay, that must mean this is the real truth. This is the original. Oh, you hit the original, right? So that must mean it's the most real. Mm-mm. 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 It's just another in a long line. What you wanna comprehend is, what the fuck does real even mean? What the fuck does true even mean? You're looking for what's the most real. You're looking for what's the real truth, right? But you ain't even stopped to think, well, do I know what real and true mean? Of course I do, Arius. I feel like I do. But stop. Dawson, what's good to see you? Good to see you in the chat, man. Look, man, the door's open back up. It's alright though. You probably just gonna sit on the side again. You know, it's cool, Dawson. You alright, bro. You just come to the live stream, bro. You come to the live stream, my nigga. Alright. I'm just being a dick, Dawson. I'm sorry. So look, ascension, okay? Not only is it a very general term, a general idea, but the suggestion that you can become an ascended master, okay? Not only do you have to comprehend ascension, you have to master such, okay? Now, whether or not we're talking about a metaphysics where there's a realm of ascended masters, like the Buddha realm, for example, because remember, Buddha is a title, not a particular name for a nigga, right? It's a title. Just like motherfucker like Jesus Christ. Christ is his last name. No, it's not. Motherfucker don't even know what a last name is. Excuse me. So whether or not you're talking about a metaphysics where there's a realm of ascended masters, for the Buddha realm will be all of the realm in which you find all of those who have reached the rank of Buddha. Let me see if I can find that picture. Because in the Hindu pantheon, like if you get into the top levels of the cosmology, like everybody's Vishnu. I'm being very general when I say that. Let's see what it gives me if I do this. Because I have images of the shit, bro. I don't remember the name of the particular realm because there's names for these shit. And I'm not a follower of Santa Dharma. Like I'm not an expert in that shit, but there's a realm of Krishnas. Like everybody up there is basically a blue nigga. Well, you either one of the blue niggas or you one of the servants to it. But even then, like everybody's that thing. So you could call that a realm of ascended masters. I mean, I don't think you can necessarily say ascension because motherfuckers, it's not even a result of the process of ascension. So I don't know if you would say they're ascended masters. But at this point, really just listen to motherfuckers, look at the motherfuckers. I don't even think you care about the means to the end. You just want the benefit of the end. You like, I want to be this. I want to feel powerful. No, it's not just I want to feel powerful. I want to be powerful. You know, I want to manifest the things I want. Like, what that's got to do with ascension? Okay, but we're going to talk about ascension in general, okay? This is what you're going to inevitably need to master if you're to become an ascended master. And look, bro, you think you're going to get this shit for the accolades? But stop. Arius, are you saying you're an ascended master? What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm just better than you at it. I'm most certainly not the master. Oh, no. You don't get no cool points for this. So, one of the 3 A's of practical magic. If you're going to understand magic, spirituality, the occult in a practical sense, in a sense in where this relates to your day-to-day life, ascension is what you're going to need to know in general. Now, once again, like I said, ascension is a general catch-all term. So throughout the different spiritual systems and rites, they'll call it different things. Some frameworks will call it enlightenment. Okay, you like the Enlightenment. The motherfuckers think shit's sweet, boy. Shit ain't sweet. Everything you think you know that's pushing you towards saying, hey, this is what I want to do. But when you start to get close, you're going to realize it ain't even none of that. It ain't even none of that. And you can't go back. You can't hit the undo reset button because you already done started. Motherfucker, y'all better check the fine print. But nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody checks the fine print. All right, so look, in the guild, I have what are called the black books. I call them the black books. That's what I named them. Okay. At present, there's just 4 of them. Each of these is the guide we're going to use, the map we're going to use to talk about that particular aspect of practical magic. You'll see one for shadow work because, look, throughout the 3 months, we go through each of the other 3 A's. Shadow work consistently. Every month. Every week, classes in session, we're doing shadow work. Every fucking time we're doing it. I know you'd like to think you're advanced in it, you feel good about it. My nigga, I'm telling you, you ain't even close. And it's not just because I'm saying it. Bro, I've got folks I've been working with for years. And they hit like, damn, really? I'm like that? Fuck. And it's not me saying it. They saw it. Fuck you mean, man? I'll be alright. I'll be alright. Misha X, good morning from an ascended master. Good morning, good to see you in the chat. Well, look, motherfuckers is ready to look down on niggas. That's what it really is. I see you down there. I'm humble up here. Motherfucker want to be on that pillar. Want that recognition from the motherfuckers that said you ain't shit. Don't worry, look, whole time I'm gonna tell you ain't shit. You'll figure it out though. But yeah, we had the black book. So I have curated study material for you. Like, that ain't even just the study material, bro. That's the guides for the fucking class. Like, I keep the study material because I like to keep my receipts. I like to let you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Different ways to look at it. And bro, inevitably, motherfuckers get in here, feel good to be part of the group, feel good to, be feeling good. I feel good to feel good. Don't you know that feel good to feel good? Get in here, start feeling good, and not even check none of the study material. Not study, not review. Just get in, show up for the session, sit in the back, quiet, peep. And then wait till they get out there in the street with the dad niggas, start talking my shit like they know it. Whatever. Go ahead, do your thing, man. I already expect you to do it. I keep the study material so you have points of reference for some of the things I'm saying. So I can say it, I can point you somewhere to begin your research. Now, some folks will look at this shit as though I'm supposed to come and give you the ultimate truth so that you feel good. Like, bro, chill out, bro. You're not getting no ultimate truth. This is what I'm saying. You got to understand what the fuck true, real, even fucking means. That way you'll recognize it when you see it, as opposed to listening to somebody you trust. Okay, look, I appreciate it if you trust me. I feel like I can trust you, Aries. Man, you don't be bullshitting me, man. Okay, wonderful, great. But just because you feel like you can trust me don't mean I can't fuck you up. I could. Probably won't. But I could. Damn, that hurt. But look, you don't want to just trust people, bro. You don't want to just trust people, yo. Marshall, good to see you in the chat. Just seen that pop up. It was in the session just recently. What was the day? It was on a Saturday, bro. One of the cohorts in the guild was telling me about, what's this man's name? Trudeau. The last name was Trudeau. And I'm thinking, why do I know that name? How do I spell Trudeau? Kevin Trudeau? Is it Kevin Trudeau? Yeah, there it is. This dude, right? And he was telling me about this, and I'm like, okay, well, why? Like, who was he pointing to? Because he said something to the effect of, Kevin Trudeau has said something like, scientists were able to weigh the soul, the spirit, of the mind, right? It was something like 58 grams or something like that. I'm like, damn, that's a nice little bag, boy. That's a nice little bag. 58 grams? Okay, bud. I'm like, okay, well, what were the scientists he said that? I don't know. You know, I kind of took it and ran because I trust him. Like, nah, bro, you don't even want to do that. You don't even want to do that with me. I try and set y'all up so you can start your own research. This is why I consistently use Wikipedia, not because it's the end-all, be-all by any means, but because it has plenty of sources for you to begin your research. Like, some motherfuckers don't even recognize this part. Like, wow, let me go back to what I just... well, here, I'll look up this. Look, I hit the word soul, right? And it's not hard to find the... Well, that's a film. Where's the word soul? Well, I can probably go here and see it at the top. No, not the film. Let me see if they changed it at the bottom. No. What if I do the soul? Here, look at this. Because once again, I'm trying to show you how to start researching. Listening to me isn't research. Okay, wonderful. Boom, boom. You see Wikipedia, right? It's very simple. They give you a bunch of different words you can begin to use to start your research. As a matter of fact, if you go to the bottom, I gotta scroll all the way to, I'll just do this. Boom. All right? You go to the bottom, they'll show you some of the sources they use, okay? So you can go ahead and check the sources they use. Bro, there's so much to do. You're not going to just get it watching my videos. I mean, look, I'm going to give you more than most motherfuckers. I'll tell you that. But you have to put your foot in it. You got to put your foot in it, player. You got to put your foot in it and wiggle them toes. So don't trust me. Not because I'm not trustworthy, but because you trusting me isn't a metric to determine whether or not what I'm saying is real, is the shit. Fuck. All right, so I want to talk to you about Ascension, because this is something, Ethan, good to see you in the chat, man. Welcome to the show. Ascension, the reason I start out with it every season or semester of the Guild is because it runs through everything. This is the work proper. This is the work proper. Why does that piss me off? That pisses me off because people will say the work. So many people want to make whatever it is they already doing the work so that they feel good and they don't have to change anything. Bruh, this work changes you. It changes you. It's supposed to. Y'all motherfuckers ain't even past the level of initiation, and initiation ain't even the work proper. It's just setting you up to do the work. It's just setting you up to do the work. It's alright though, because you think you better than a Christian. You ready. Here, look, I'm going to skip to the end a little bit so you see where we're going. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell it to you, and I'm going to tell you what I told you. Because this shit ain't difficult, bruh. This shit ain't difficult. Here, let's start here, okay? Let's start here. Sometimes you'll hear people say, raise your vibration. Okay. You raise your vibration, and that's the you ascending towards the goal. That's you doing the work. But then I inevitably say, well, what the fuck is vibrating? What's the thing that's vibrating that you're raising its vibration? You're the vibrating. Okay, then, well, what is you? Because me, I'm not going to tell you raise your vibration. I don't even think that's a thing. Just like subconscious mind. Oops, shit, I spilled a little bit. Just like subconscious mind, bro. I don't even think that's a thing. Yeah, I got a towel right here, bro. Got a towel right here. Here's where you got a towel at the table. Because I do all kind of work here, bro. Anyways, I don't know why that came out. That was funny. Yeah, I don't even think raising your vibration is a thing. I don't think that's a thing. But motherfuckers will say what was salient. So, when we're talking about ascension, Here's how I'll say it. It's the moving closer to the goal. That's a very general way of saying it. It's how do I move closer to the end goal in spirituality? Because generally when people are teaching this, they don't tell you the fundamentals, the fundamental pieces they're talking about. They give you a story. And you get that story and you learn the story. Because that's what people want to do first. They want to fit in to the information. They want to say, well, what does this have to do with me? So I know that I should be listening to it. Okay, fair play. You don't know what you're looking for. Fair play. You're trying to figure out how you fit into any of this, the things that they're saying. They tell you, okay, 5D interdimensional war with the Archons and the reptilians. And oh, wow, this all sounds so interesting. But how do I fit into it? How do I participate? Okay, that's what most people are looking for. How do I participate in what you're telling me is going on? See, me, I'm not going to give you a story. I'll give you different methodological maps so you can understand why a story would be necessary. But I'm not going to give you a story because you're going to end up following me, and then it's just going to be nasty. I'm telling you, I'm a piece of shit. Don't follow me. Don't follow me. Please don't. You gonna get this goddamn work. Oh yeah, generally, most people will give you a story, okay? And in the old days, this is how it worked. There was always a story that came along with this process of initiation and then beginning the work. And most people, the reason you're looking for a story is because of the contemporary metaphysics that people have. Most people today are physicalists, materialists, okay? What that means is their metaphysics on how you frame reality, how you frame the world, is that fundamentally everything is physical or can be reduced to some particular physical phenomenon. This is why a lot of people, when they're teaching you this stuff, they'll tell you that what the ancients were doing was talking about the same science that's here today. They'll say, this thing that they're here was melanin. This was the DNA. This is the black dot within you. Niggas love that black dot, boy. They love that black dot. Oh, this is the magnetosphere, and that's what they were talking about. Okay? That's wrong. But I'm not concerned with the fact that it's wrong. I'm more concerned with how does that function? What is that telling me? Okay? Because when you're taking these different spiritual and metaphysical concepts and reducing them down to a physical phenomenon, the cranial nerves, spooky back oil, all right, melanin vibration, cellular metabolism, DNA twists centrifugal force with electromagnetic superconductor. Okay. When you're reducing these spiritual and metaphysical concepts to a physical phenomenon, what you're doing, what you're saying, is that the physical is primary. That the physical is primary, that all these different things are some sort of an epiphenomena of the physical world. What is an epiphenomena? You cannot use the fact that you said it before. You need to say it again. Epiphenomena. Yeah, let's look it up. See, I've looked it up. I've looked it up on the thing. A secondary phenomenon accompanying another and caused by it. So when somebody takes the idea of Kundalini and reduces it down to a physical process of spooky back oil, okay? There's the back oil that's moving through your 33 vertebrae to your cranial nerve, your 12 cranial nerves, and activates your 12 cranial nerves, and this releases the milk and honey-like substance of your pituitary and pineal gland, and that then awakens the vibration in your body. Okay, cool. What you're doing is you're saying that the metaphysical and spiritual phenomena or concepts that are talked about are secondary to that physical phenomenon, meaning you need to have this physical thing happen first, and then all these other metaphysical things happen, okay? You're reducing it down to the physical. You're making physical primary. And that's the issue you're having, is that fundamentally, the metaphysics you're using isn't conducive for spirituality. That's why all the shit these motherfuckers do ends up being pseudoscience, because they don't even understand the tools they're using. You think, okay, and once I say the right thing, now I'm really talking about it. You know, that's why I don't like to say the word mind, conscious. The only time I say mind is if I'm talking about the Trinity, a metaphysical dynamic. I don't like to say consciousness, because motherfuckers like that. Consciousness, mind and consciousness, I won't even say the same thing. Well, once again, the devil's in the details. You want to be impeccable with your word. Why? Because words matter. They have meaning, not just whatever your truth is. You may as well say your opinion. What the fuck? This is my truth. How is that different from your opinion? Ugh. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. Okay. So, look. You want to understand what this work is, and understanding it isn't saying the same words, okay? It's not just saying the same words. So look, there are three aspects that all metaphysical systems are going to have. All cosmologies are going to have. You go to Samkhya, they have a story and they got some fundamentals. And traditionally, people learn the story first. You go to Christianity, they got the story and it contains all the fundamentals. You go to the Norse pantheon, they got a story and it contains all the fundamentals. Egyptian pantheon, a story that contains all the fundamentals. And motherfuckers will grab onto the story because that's their way of learning the fundamentals. I'm not giving you a story. No. I can make up a fucking story. But it's not about the story. It's about understanding the fundamentals and how that translates to a story. That's what you want to understand, because so many different people are claiming different things and you're trying to figure out, how do I tell what's real? How do I tell what's true? I can tell you right now, the answer is not find the best story. Ugh. You're part of the intergalactic 5D astral vibration war that's going on, and when the planet shifts to 5D, if you've eaten your spirulina and you've risen your vibration with your back oil, you will be part of the 144,000. That's really what they was talking about. Stop. I know you won't stop, but I'm going to tell you to stop. Anyways, let me continue. I'm sorry. I'm such a dick. I'm such a dick. Aries, what does this have to do with ascension? Okay, fair play. Just like when I say raising your vibration is bullshit, because the first question is, okay, well, what is vibrating? Then you say you, but I caught you because I know you were going to go there, and I say, okay, well, what is you? And then they're stumped. Because just knowing a story doesn't make sure you know the fundamentals that are being conveyed. And so you understanding the fundamentals. Why? Because the fundamentals never change. How they're applied will change from right to religion to spiritual system. They'll change that. How it will apply the fundamentals, but they won't change the fundamentals. So you need to know the fundamentals. Pieform, your opinion oftentimes isn't even your own. Boy, stop. You better tell them. It's the stories you've heard from your friends, parents, society, etc. And most people are just full of other people's statements. They're full of pride. I don't want to look like I don't know. In fact, I want to look like I have a little bit of a understanding. So when you see me, you know I'm a bit mysterious. Motherfuckers be killing with that shit. Anyways, I'm sorry. I will go off. It was fun. Okay, look. There are some fundamental things you can pull from anybody's system, which is what I prefer to equip you with, as opposed to set you up to have to continue to follow me. I'll guide you as long as you need it, to be fair, but it's not because you need me. Whatever, right? Look, 3 levels, okay? I call these the Existential Essentials, okay? The Existential Essentials, meaning these are the essentials for talking about or contemplating an idea of what exists, what is real, what is true. Without answers to these questions, you don't have the substance to formulate such an idea. You don't have the pieces. See, most people won't think to ask or answer these questions because they go straight to the story. And inadvertently, the story has all these things inside of it. Okay? But just because you know the story doesn't mean you've distilled what the fundamentals are or necessarily how they work. Okay? So, 3 levels of it. I'm going to walk you through it. Like I said, I'll give y'all my shit for free. You got to dig into shit. You got to dig for it. It's all right, man. Look, even if you get into the guild, you still going to have to dig. There's still more digging to do. Aries, can you set me up so I don't have to dig? No. Platform. It's tough to combat that for real. It's only tough when you're still in allegiance with your own bullshit. When you want to feel a certain way, when you want it to be a certain thing, more than you want to see truth and reality. When you like truth and reality to be a certain thing, it's always going to be tough. That's why I've instruct motherfuckers to let go. But that's the difficult part. Understanding the basics, the fundamentals is simple. Especially when someone, comes with a framework and is consistently coherent in what they're saying. Instead of just picking and choosing different things from all over the fucking place and then giving it to you like, here, just go within. No. All right, so your allegiance to your bullshit is what keeps you the same. You got to let it go. And before you can even begin to let it go, you got to learn to recognize the smell of your own bullshit. And that's a work in and of itself. See, all this shit was taken care of during initiation. This is what you were set up for, so that you could actually begin doing the work. It wasn't the work itself. But some motherfuckers like to meditate and feel good, and now they telling folk they out here doing the work. No, you're not. You caught up in the beginning. You caught up in the basics, bro. Anyways, okay. Metaphysics. You have to understand the metaphysics that you're using to understand whether or not it's going to be conducive to certain ideas, whether or not certain ideas are going to fit to that system. Because some systems have reincarnation. Other systems just have an afterlife, okay? Other systems have maybe an afterlife that's surrounded, there we go, with some type of a limbo or a bardo. There's different things, okay? So you don't just pick and choose. Your metaphysics literally informs what everything else is going to be. This is why it's so important. What is reality at large? I always start with the existential essentials. Aries, why do you keep talking about this? 1, there's 2 reasons. 1, because I'm going to consistently give you the same line of reasoning. Okay? I'm not going to take you from the answer to this question, the answer to that question, the answer to that question, through different lines of reasoning, and now you're confused. It sounds nice. We're going to have the same line of reasoning. That's how a theoretical framework works, always. Most motherfuckers ain't into science, though. They just want you to be part of the group. Whatever. Don't be a dick. I'm going to give you the same line of reasoning. That way, the next time you're lost and I'm not around, all you have to do is walk back through that original line of reasoning, and you'll be able to find what you're looking for. I'm trying to equip you to do this on your own. Not to tell you to no chosen and we out here chosen, team chosen. No. That's literally setting you up to be crippled. But it feels good. It feels good all the way to hell. It feels real good all the way to hell. Oh, I'm being facetious, guys. Please don't know. Oh, you saying hell is real? Look, bro, slow down. I didn't say that. Okay, I didn't even say it's not real. It wasn't even. It was a joke. Oh my God, babies. I'm sorry. All right. The first 2 questions, because remember, metaphysics is a branch of philosophy. All right. If you want to understand ascension, well, you need to understand the medium through which you're ascending. You have to understand the medium through which you're ascending. What are the top and bottom levels of it? Right? If you can't just say I'm ascending because I feel good. No, my nigga, you just feel good. Here, let me show you. I'm gonna have to do it. Because motherfuckers will really confuse them feeling good with doing the work. And that's just not the case. And it's not just because I say it. Here go your buddy. Your buddy Bobby will tell you. Because when I say it, it's like, oh, Eric's just being a dick. Eric's mean to me. Fuck you. I'm doing that. But I'm not.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level, and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Yeah. All right then. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody.
Another way of saying everybody agreeing on the same thing is saying everybody's right. Another form of saying everybody agreeing on the same thing is saying everybody's right. It's emotionalism. You get in there, you feel good, and because you feel good, because you feel confident, you tell yourself, yeah, I'm doing the work. I gotta be. Look how confident I feel. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm not telling you confidence has no utility, but I'm telling you that's not the sign that you're doing the work. More often than not, the sign that you're doing the work is that shit fucking hurts. Fuck you mean. Alright, look. No, I can say it, but it's going to take a while before it clicks, so that's fine. I'll just keep saying it. Aries, just tell me what I need to do. What? Shut the fuck up. What is you? I don't know. What? So then how the fuck can I tell you what to do? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck? What is a you? Let me start there. Look, I'll start from the third of the existential essentials. What is the narrative or continuity between the at-large and the in context, all right? What is the story? What connects everything together? What does this have to do with me? How do I fit into it, right? That's what a story is going to tell you. Here's an example, because once again, I know you niggas know Christianity. You want to pretend like, no, I'm against Christianity. I'm against everything Christianity stands for. Boy, you telling me how traumatized you are and full of bullshit. You telling me right there. But we'll go ahead. I'll skip over it, because watch, we're going to come back to it. Varumi619. Varoom. All right, cool. Clone Wars. I don't know what that means. I know it's from Star Wars. All right, cool. Boom. Clone Wars. Little context would help me there, though. Anyways, the story. That's what you get, right? You listen for a story, okay? What does the story do? Why is the story so salient? God damn it. Why is the story so salient? Why is it that when you hear the story, it's easy to pick up on and feel as though you understand? All right? Jetting upwards, huh? Standing out conspicuously, prominent. Something that projects outward or upward, especially an outward projection part of a rotation trace system, surrounding salient. Why, when you hear a story, it pops out to you? It's easy to grab. It grabs your attention and you can start to understand it. This is why the story is usually where people will start and they skip the fundamentals. Because a story gives you a past and a future. So what, Aries? with a past and a future, you can contextualize your sense of a now, your presence, because where does you exist? Stop looking around. Slow down. Where does you exist? Where do you experience you? Now. Now. You experience you now. And now is nested within a past and future. That's why the story is salient. Fuck. Absolution and projecting feelings may be what you desire, but truth is not emotional illusions. No, not as not. The Dweller, good to see you. Can you download your sentence? Emotions do not need to be translated. Can you download your sentence? I don't think I understand what you mean by that. You'll get a sense of feeling that you know what you get downloaded. You got me to steal that. You did tell you study the download. Typos. Oh, there's typos in there. Okay. Maybe when you're talking about downloads, like people will say downloads and they mean like moments of inspiration, revelations where they have a little bit of an epiphany, right? And so they call it a download because that's part of the lingo for niggas these days. Downloads need translated. Emotions do not. Don't get lost in the feeling. Okay, yes, that's the sense you're using the word. But people, you have to translate. Basically what you're saying is you have to translate these moments of inspiration or these epiphanies, these realizations. You have to be able to translate them, and that's part of what the shadow work does. Because if you don't clean your glasses off and you telling me what you see through them dirty ass janky sets of specs, you're lying to yourself. So yeah, you have to know how to translate what you're getting. And look, in the old days, it used to be easy because we all had the same metaphysics. In the community, everybody had the same metaphysics. There was nobody in the Egyptian community that was using a Hindu metaphysics or an Inuit metaphysics or Mayan metaphysics. Yes, there's correspondences. Yes, there's similarities. Things that are similar are not the same. Anyways, continuing. I'm sorry, guys. The Dweller, good to see you in the show. Welcome to the show. So what happens? You get a narrative. Why is the narrative salient? Why does it pop out and grab your attention? Because they've now explained to you the past and the future so that you can more effectively contextualize you and now. And so now you feel like you can participate in all the stuff they're saying. So you kind of skip over whether or not you understand all the stuff. Just trying to figure out, well, if I figure out how I fit into it, then I can just go back and figure everything out. And what you end up doing is having to follow that person to keep getting something new, to keep trying to figure out. So you don't lose that feeling of participating in something. And it's not wrong to have the feeling, but the feeling isn't you doing the work. The feeling isn't you doing the work. That's the issue, okay? So that's what the narrative does. All metaphysics that come with a cosmological narrative are going to do that. This is the issue, though. Most people today are physicalists. Physicalism, what people will call Western science, it doesn't come with a narrative. It doesn't come with a narrative. There's no you in the explanation. Here, a guy named John Lennox. Here, I'll put him up here. A guy named John Lennox is who I got this one from. But I think it's very pertinent to what we're talking about. Okay, so look, there's essentially, let's say there's two ways of me describing a particular event. I have some water boiling in the kitchen, right? Now, we can ask the question, why is that water boiling? Right? Now, if you take it from the physicalist perspective, where there's no you involved, how you can explain why the water is boiling is you can say, well, the liquid state water molecules are being agitated by the increased heat from the flame, and their excessive vibrating is causing them to phase shift into steam, and the process that you're seeing is the boiling of the water. I'm not going to say that's inaccurate. But here's another way you can describe it. Why is that water boiling in the kitchen? I was going to make some noodles. Equally accurate. The first one doesn't have a you in it. Most people today are used to explaining reality using that first method. But then this is what happens. It doesn't fit with you. Oh, Arius, no, that's not the case. Because how does the body fit in? Because if I know how the body fit in, I know how I fit in. Oh, so what you're saying is you're the body. Come on, it gets simple, bro. Oh, the dweller jumped in. Oh, let me see what he's saying. I've given you knowledge packets. That's what is making people arrogant loons. The new energy is bound to one's intentions. Namaste. Yes, sir. Ask the water. The new energy is bound to one's intentions. It sounds like a bit of a narrative. It sounds like, let me try and walk around it. It sounds like the energy today, and this is part of the reason I don't like to use the word energy, because no one who knows what that is unless you're talking about physics. The energy has shifted, and now the energy that is here today, as opposed to what we used to have, is that whatever one's intention are, whatever your intentions are, whatever your intentions are, determines what it is. See, that's what's called new thought. It gets into the whole law of attraction, thinking a particular way. Ultimately, that's going to end you in that toxic positivity, where what you do is focus on having a particular kinds of thought. It does sound like the middle path. It does sound like Christianity, depending on the people who are presenting it, but it's neither. Like Gnosticism, it's a bit of a parasite. It gets in and it subtly focuses all the attention on you without addressing the fact or the substance of what is you. It presumes you know what you is and just directs you towards having particular types of thoughts. And it fits really well with the download narrative, because generally downloads are interpreted as receiving a particular type of thought. So watch out for new thought, guys. I'm serious, because it looks like spirituality, but this is part of the reason I say what is you consistently, because that'll be continuously not addressed. And what happens is all the meaning that you're making ends up going into this bucket labeled you. It ends up being a lot of personal pride. And so you get all this idea of yourself as powerful attached to that pride. And they won't realize it because they say, well, no, what I am is everything. But then that's not something that you can identify as. You may as well say what you are is nothing at that point. Do you want to watch out for new thought, guys? And this is supposed to be about ascension. Look at me. Do you see me? You see me? I'm going everywhere. Seymour says, no protagonist, just the setting. No protagonist, just the setting. Because the protagonist is part of a story. See, that's why I want you guys to look at the fundamentals before you try and fit yourself into them. But usually people are trying to understand things by fitting themselves in it first and then reverse engineering the ideas. Violet flame, new energy. Nature is energy and material spent. The old energy is almost out. I placed the perimeter for the new energy. No forced magic. I'm only speaking of experience, of observation, and perception. Well, you almost got that move. I'm only speaking of experience, of observation, and perception. That's a fancy way of saying it's my opinion. I caught that, dude. Nature is energy and material spent. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry. The old energy is almost out. Once again, invoking a narrative. Nature is energy. So you took two ambiguous words and said they're the same thing. And bro, I could just say, look, elbow is divinity. Like, you're not actually explaining anything when you say that. Like, violet flame, that sounds really spiritual. Because violet, oh, it's the top crown chakra. Then flame, oh, fire, one of the elements, oh. Like, nah, bro, nah. Now, what do you mean I've placed the perimeter for the new energy? No forced magic. So now magic just popped into the discussion. Okay. Wait, so you're claiming to be the dweller. You're identifying. That's what the dweller means. Okay, I get you. Ego is trained. I have purpose, not desire of emotional illusions. Okay. Don't bite it. Stop. I had to check myself for that for a second. Excuse me. I have purpose, not desire of emotional illusion. How do you know? Not to say it's not true, but what's making the distinction for you that this is purpose and not your desire to have purpose? He says, back in 2020, I was on the violet flame. It sounds typical. It was a cheesy looking flame in the astral, and now you're invoking the astral. Yeah, that's what happens when you pick and choose, guys. Because where's astral come from? The Theosophical Society. It's another one of those hands-off descriptions of reality where there's not necessarily a you, but they're trying to describe reality. It sounds good, but it's cap. Let me get back to Ascension. Guys. Okay, so like I said, it's easy to hear a story and throw yourself in the story and feel confident about your experience. You'll actually call your opinion reality. The new energy is here. We are part of the new energy. That's a story. But it's okay. I understand why you guys do it. Because look, as I'm listening to him tell the story, I can pick out the fundamentals that are involved. Right? And this is why I want you guys to look at the fundamentals you're using first, before trying to fit yourself into a story, because it's literally ass backwards. It's 180 degrees. You see, I started from number 3. All right. First, you want to see what is reality at large. What is your metaphysics using to frame reality at large? Okay, like I said, astral realms comes from the Theosophical Society. It's not secret hidden knowledge that was kept from the masses, and now you get it. Once you start saying, well, the astral realm. Check the Theosophical Society. But you have to take my word for it. Because it's not because I'm saying it. All right, so what is reality at large? What is the ground of being? If we were thinking about this in terms of a board game, okay? Right now we're talking about the board itself. Okay, why would we need to talk about the board? Because only what happens within the board is considered real in the context of the game. We're talking about what is reality at large. This is an ontological question. In metaphysics, every body of knowledge is going to have an ontology and epistemology, okay? Metaphysics is composed of ontology, epistemology, and cosmology. Three. Very simple. Ontology. What is reality at large? What is the ground of being? What is the fundamental reality? Okay? Next is the epistemology. Okay, you told me what's at large. What exists in context of that at large? Okay, if we're talking about a board game again, once again, now we're talking about the pieces. Okay, the different pieces you can use. First, we talked about the Monopoly board. Now we're talking about, okay, here are the different pieces you can be. Here are the houses, the chance cards, the hotels, the real estate, and how this connects to everything. Wonderful, right? See, this whole time, just ontology and epistemology, we haven't been talking about you yet. But then, in the third step, when we actually put all those things into motion, that's where you fit in. That's where you can participate. See, with the Theosophical Society and things like the astral realm, there's no participation. It's emotional. It's the only way you can participate is to feel like you're participating. The same thing with physicalism. So it's not fit to, damn, the Weller? Boy went in here and jumped on. Then it's nature's way. We divine decide where the energy goes. And we divine. See? Look, guys, that's what happens when you do the story thing. You find a new group to be in. You find a new way to be the chosen. It's cap. See, that's why I ain't gonna tell you peace, family, because you'll be here looking like the Dweller. Oh. Nor am I interested in talking. Boy, you all in the chat more than anybody else. Fuck you mean you're not interested in talking? Smells like bullshit, boy. Boy, I smell like some bullshit. Oh. Hey, bro, look, keep going. Make sure y'all check it out, because this is what you want to stay away from. Anyway. You get those fundamentals, the ontology and the epistemology. That is where you can get a narrative. That's where you can get a you. That's where you get methodology. Methodology, practical. All right, this is where you can get, how does this fit in to my day-to-day life? It's real simple, guys. These are, once again, these are basic fundamentals. So if we're trying to get to ascension, we need to understand what it is in general, okay? Most of you are familiar with these different cosmological maps, all right? Even when you're studying the Tree of Life, they're telling you the whole thing is a map of reality at large. It's a map of all of reality. That's a map of reality at large. See, a map isn't an image of the thing. All right, a map is an abstraction of the thing where you're highlighting certain relationships and de-emphasizing others, okay? A map is a symbol. When most people don't understand symbol, they confuse the map with the territory. So, like, let's say this finger pointing to the cup is the symbol, but the symbol is pointing you to something. And so they confuse the thing that's being pointed to with the thing doing the pointing. What is this? Yes, Society Ejects Chosen. That's what he did. He's basically Christianity again with extra steps. You know, I'm one of the 144,000 and I will be saved at the rapture. Yeah, people find a new group to fit in. They tell you the story and then they're off to the races and the feel goods. There are no chosen ones. Okay, don't say chosen then. You already said we divine. Like when you say we divine, are you including that roach that you killed this morning? Are you including the piece of shit that you shat and flushed down the toilet? What do you mean when you say we, the chosen, head ass? Anyways, what most people don't understand about these is that these don't tell you anything about you. So you can learn all the chakra names. You can learn all the Sephiroth names, all the paths, all the zodiac names. You can learn all the names. But it has nothing to do with you. And so when you look at it, you'll still have the question of, well, how do I fit into this? How do I use this in my day-to-day life? These maps don't talk about that. These maps were specifically for the initiates of those systems. And you just reading the new names and saying the new words doesn't make you an initiate. It makes you somebody with a pocket full of new words that's impressed with their new words. See, this ain't about what you think. It's about how you think. And most people don't change how they think, like the dweller here. Like the dweller. I don't know. I don't read. I create. Guys, reading is fundamental. My name is Michael Dominic. Wait a second. I thought you were not an I. I thought we is you. See, bruh, it's cap. Yeah, he's spilling out his opinion with sprinkles, Society Ejax. He doesn't really know what he's talking. Like, remember up at the beginning, we were talking about how people are full of what other people have said, and they don't realize it because they're proud of themselves for having it. They're impressed with themselves, and they feel good. They feel confident, and so... See, what the dweller's doing, this is what happens when you change what you think. He hasn't changed how he thinks. See, the how, this is why I point you guys to metaphysics. Because everyone can say the word metaphysics, but most have no idea what they're talking about. Not because I say it, but because you can easily look the shit up. But they don't. And you can say, I don't read. I don't know, I don't read. I create. You know who also just creates? Bullshit artists. Anyways, what you're looking at is a fundamental map, okay? There's no methodology. There's no how, there's no you on these maps. But you don't always need that for a map. Like if I gave you a map of the structures in a cell, you wouldn't ask me, well, where am I on the map? Because that's not what the map is for. So when I'm telling you, these maps aren't for how to make this part of your day-to-day life, how to do anything. Where do you fit in? You don't fit into any of this. Okay, so these are basic fundamentals. And once you understand the fundamentals, then you're allowed, or you can effectively put them all together, okay? Here, because this is what I do. In the Bookman model, instead of giving you guys a story, because that's usually how you train the little kids. You give them a story, they remember the story, and then you take them back through the story and start to give them realizations and revelations, okay? With the old metaphysics, you could have done that. With the metaphysics that people have today, until you address the insufficient metaphysics you have, you can't switch. This is why I mean how you think. How you think, and not what you think. Interested in guessing is the golden rule. I'm giving you my perceptions of what I've observed in reality. Like we said, that's your opinion, sir. I mean, look at the cup. This cup is orange and pink. That's what I've observed in my reality. Well, maybe this nigga colorblind, you know? Look, congratulations. You have an opinion. But conflating that with reality is an issue in how you think. Watch out, everybody. Arius is talking to me. Look, please make sure you do it. Don't pretend I'm just talking to the dweller, okay? Make sure you understand I'm talking to you. Not the subtle thing, oh no, I can't be talking about me. I said astral. What? Divine. Yeah, I'm still talking about you. Oh shit, how do we think? What? Be careful there, DOG. Good to see you in the show. You go around asking people, how do I think? What you're basically asking is, how am I supposed to think? Right? what that's going to end up doing is you're going to end up following somebody. I don't want to tell you how to think. I want to point you to the direction so you can begin looking at it. Look, philosophy is thinking about your thinking. Thinking about your thinking. When you start to examine your own thinking, clean up your own bullshit and biases, like the bullshit and biases, confusing what you'd like to think or what you'd like to see as reality. Starting to clean up where you've been avoiding certain things, certain ideas. Just like a lot of people have a real bias against Christianity, but never really studied it. Even some of the folks who study it with a bias. Okay, so you want to be checking how you think. You want to think about your thinking. And as you progress through thinking about your thinking, which is part of what was given to the initiate in their initiation, it took years, it took work. Once you start to begin thinking about your thinking, the answers become obvious. And so you don't have to wait for someone to tell you how to think. Oh my God. Because look, you give motherfuckers the option, they'll tell you how to think. They'll tell you how and what you should think. Why do we assume that we see a map that we're in it? Because most people have a very constricted idea of what a map is. This is why I tell you guys to challenge your understanding of the words. Because so often motherfuckers will see a word and feel they understand it enough not to dig deeper. Most people, when they think of a map, they think of what you see on Google Maps, right? And they think they know enough about it. They never really even break it down. Okay? Maps didn't always come with "you are here" on the map. Motherfuckers are spoiled for choice. I remember my teacher used to say, "You're not gonna grow up and have a calculator in your pocket all the time." Ha ha, bitch. But seriously though, like no one could have predicted that. Okay? The same way people who used to make maps could not have predicted you'll have satellites to tell you where your body is on the map all the time. Okay? It's just not a thing. You guys are giving me these fire hearts. What is this fire heart? Oh, you guys are like a little collective. Oh, okay, I see it. Are you guys like the Chosens? That's all right. It's okay, guys. Come on through. We got some shit for y'all. Come on through. All right. So, like I said, fundamental maps don't tell you about you. What you're looking for is something that tells you about you. Okay? Usually people use a narrative. I don't want to use a narrative. I don't want to use a narrative because then you'll just listen to the story and try and repeat the story. I give you maps that are methodological. Arius, what's a methodological map? A methodological map is a map that has methodology overlaid on top. Yeah, let me show you. Where did I put was that it? There it is. Here, peep this. Okay. Well, let me keep that slower so you can see the whole screen. Okay. Look, ontology, okay? Like I said, remember, I'm sitting here giving you the things. Ontology and epistemology. Ontology is the basic fundamentals of what exists. If you would have asked someone in Egypt 5,000 years ago, don't call it Egypt, call it Kemet. Oh, that's the original name. Motherfucker, I'll call it Carrot Island. Look, I'm pointing to the same thing, okay? 5,000 years ago in Egypt. If you asked them what was real, what existed, the people in the Norse pantheon would have given you a different answer. The Inuits would have given you a different answer. The Aboriginal Australians would have given you a different answer. And it's not pick who's the right answer. It's how does their answer function? Not which one is the true or correct answer. At this level of analysis, at an ontological level of analysis, you don't have the substance for truth or reality yet. How does their answer function? How, you think? How does your answer function? You obviously can't even read a rock. Bro, you just admitted to not reading books. How would you even know? This your boy, man. Y'all give me some more fiery hearts, friends. Good night, Firestar and Sun Master. Ooh, look at them names. You know they on the level. You know they on the level. So is your soul attached to your name? Well, you ask them dudes, it might be. Look, man. A soul isn't first of all, a soul isn't something you have. It's something you are. A soul isn't something you have. It's something you are. Okay? See, you want to understand what the thing is you're asking about. Because look, if you don't understand what the thing is you're asking about, if I give you an answer, you won't understand the answer. Like, that's not me trying to be superior. That's basics. Okay, if I ask you, what does the radiator and alternator do? But I don't know what a radiator or alternator is, when you give me the answer, I'm not going to understand it. This is what I mean, thinking about your thinking. See, what will happen is you'll end up saying astral, divine, and you won't know what the words mean, but you'll feel like you're doing something. Them poor babies. Yeah, gotta get them some milkies and cook. You got some milk and cookies. Get y'all some milk and cookies. R.I.P. Bernie Mac. All right, look. Maps, okay? Because we're used to seeing the map and we're saying, okay, just give me what I want to see. Give me what I want to know. All right? Slow down. Let's look at what we're looking at, okay? Let's look at what we're looking at. Ontology. You open up Google Maps. You don't tell it where you are. Okay, you don't do phone tracking, right? You're just looking at the fundamentals on the map. Okay, this is the ontological level. You haven't looked anything up. You haven't said, hey, just give me the directions. No, slow down. This is the level of ontology. We're talking about the ground of being, the basics of what is being claimed to exist. Ontology, the study of what exists, the study of being. Okay, this is the level of ontology. Now you move along, and then I also show you. Look, in the Bookman model, I show you what the ontology is for the Bookman model, because most of the people's issue is the metaphysics they're using isn't conducive for spirituality. It's not conducive for the people who live today. This is why you can't just backtrack and adopt the Egyptian pantheon. Because that was made for the people who lived there in that time. It's not missing penguins because penguins just aren't divine. Penguins don't contain the violet flame. And if you knew that, you would understand. No. That's not why penguins aren't there. It's because those motherfuckers that wasn't part of their life. It wouldn't have made sense. You go to an Inuit pantheon, they'll have the killer whales and the seals and the walrus and the penguin and different types of snow, right? Why? Because the metaphysics they're using is made to fit them. That's what you need, a metaphysics that's made to fit you. Not just new words to say, kiddos. Them boys came from the suburbs playground. Oh, they came from somebody playground. Oh no. Look, I ain't gonna give you no check fire facts for that bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now. Alright, anyways. You don't look anything up on the map. You don't do the phone tracking on the map. You just open it up looking at the basic map. This is the level of ontology. It's showing you at the base level what is claimed to exist. Okay? And you continue. Now we're going to see, well, what exists in context of this at large? Okay, you're giving me the grounds, the fundamentals of what you say exists. What can be known within that? And this is where you get to the epistemology. You see all those little red pens? Well, here, now we're answering the question of what exists in context of that basic fundamentals. See, at this point, it doesn't need a you. The app don't need a you to tell you this. It doesn't need a you. So when I'm telling you a fundamental map has nothing to do with you, this is what I mean. You're not going to find what to do in chakras. You can repeat the word Kundalini, but if you didn't know what chakras were, Kundalini wouldn't make no sense. And some of y'all motherfuckers think it makes sense because you think you know what chakras are. Why? Because you repeat somebody else and felt good about it. Fuck out of here. Look, all these little pins, these red pins across the map are showing you what exists in context of that ontology. This is called epistemology. Epistemology is the branch of philosophy that deals with knowledge or knowing. What can be known? How do we know? What is knowledge? See, these are things you want to look up before you try and ask a question of truth or reality. Because these form the substance of the answer, as opposed to just having somebody tell you what you need to know. You may as well go back to Jesus. Bruh, Kundalini practice is so dangerous, man. I wouldn't say it's dangerous. What's dangerous is not knowing what the fuck you're talking about. Ignorance is dangerous. It may feel good, but it's dangerous. You're always going to pay that debt. Oh, where did my masters and starfires and good nights go? You guys gone? Is the dweller still dwelling? Is the dweller still dwelling? He must be dealing with them milk and cookies. I know they're delicious. But anyways, reality and context, okay? So these fundamentals are necessary to understand methodology, to understand how, to understand the narrative. Because the narrative is where you're going to get the you from. Here, let's continue. It's real simple, guys. And yeah, I'm going to keep talking about it because I know you niggas don't get it. Astral violet flame. Man, what the fuck out of here? Look, you can get plenty of information from this map without invoking you, okay? But now, let's invoke you and see how this changes what's going on. This is methodology, all right? This is what you're going to get with the cosmology. See, I added my location onto the map, okay? Here, let me open it up some. So you can see it a little better. I put your location and I put a Walmart, okay? When I was driving around the city, I was riding in the Lyft, and I was like, let me go ahead and just record this on my phone, right? You put in Walmart. That's where you want to go. That's the end location. So instead of just saying what all exists in context here, I'm going to pick out something specific in context, okay? But I could have picked out something specific with just the epistemology. I've done something more here. I added a you into this. See, once you do that, now you can see how to do something. Uh-oh, look, there's how to get there. There's how to get there. And not just how to get there, there are different methodologies. There are different angles of approach to the territory that will give me completely different methodologies. Now you may say, well, which methodology is the right one? All of them are right in their own respect. All of them are right in their own respect. This is the walking methodology. It's right in respect of walking. As soon as you try it with a car, you're fucked. They have the subway methodology. As soon as you try it with just walking, your ass gonna be walking on train tracks. They're correct in their own right. What makes them correct? Here's the good thing. Look underneath the methodology, okay? Look underneath the methodology. What is still there? Those fundamentals. The ontology and epistemology. That is why the methodologies are correct. Because they're overlaid on top of the fundamentals. They're overlaid on top of the fundamentals. Fuck. Here, say it again, please. Fuck, man. This is why when we're talking about ascension, there are three fundamental angles of approach to the same work. Three fundamental angles of approach to the same work. Notice I didn't say astral or violet flame yet. The melanin is the black dot violet flame of the astral kundalini. You can say nothing if you can say it well. I gotta pee. Let me play the video again real quick. That's funny, man. I want some more visitors. Where the rest of my visitors at? Here we go. Check this out. Look, you can say nothing if you can say it well. The astral violet flame is the medium through which the you, that is natural energy, is divine. Fuck out of here.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then.
Bro, I can't say it enough. And you'll think, Eric, he's being a dick. Don't nobody do that. Where them boys go? Oh man, they gone. Oh man, that's the last thing. That's the last thing he did. You obviously can't read a rock. What? Read a rock? Bro, what you talking about? Was that an insult? You niggas can't read rocks. What? But that's the thing, because look, you go to another person's group chat, right? You go to another person's group out here in the spiritual community, and this is the problem. You can say anything, and they'll just accept it. Check, fire, facts. They'll even put the fire on the heart, boy. Violet heart flame unites. No. And it's not just because I'm mean and I'm a dick. I am. You're not wrong about that. You're actually right about something. But it's bullshit, guys. It's fucking bullshit. Oh my God. He brought his homies too, and they thought they was about to light it up with the flaming heart. Boy, I can't deal with it. Old world Christianity gonna get an update soon. Ain't a bad path no more. Real shit. A lot of people are going back to Christianity. Look, the language we speak here in the West, the English language is deeply rooted in Christianity. I'll direct you guys to not only philosophy of mind, philosophy of language, and you can understand how deeply rooted the language you use is connected to how you frame reality. I'm not telling you motherfuckers to be Christian. I'm not telling you you need to go back to Jesus. I'm telling you it's the default for the Western world. It is. You can even look at the history. But once again, no one's checking their fundamentals. They find a new story. They find a new group. They get in the group. They get check, fire, facts. Their emotions are high. They conflict that with spiritual. And then get out here and start telling motherfuckers, well, this is just what I perceived observationally. You put sprinkles on your opinion. Look, that boy relaxed you good. He had me laughing yesterday. He hit me on Instagram, told me he went to Brother Yusuf's. He went to Brother Yusuf's live chat and said something to the effect of, "Are you okay with preaching psychobabble to people?" Yeah, he got blocked. But I'm not telling y'all to do that. That's funny though. That's funny. I'm sorry. You ever see your kid do something that's like, God damn, I should be madder about that, but it's funny as hell. Yeah. Oh man, bro. Look, real shit, bro. You can't just go to nobody else's chat and not agree with them, because that's the order of the day. The order of the day is when you in a group, you have to agree with everything that's being said by everybody. Otherwise, you're low vibration. Okay? You've missed it. You can't read a rock. This is your boy, bro. That's gotta be your boy. What are you reading rocks at, boy? Quit playing with me. Ashy elbows are the most divine. Hold on, let me see if I got it. Damn, I woke up moisturized. God damn. Damn it. I was about to be in it. I was be the ashy nigga, boy. Get the fuck out of here. Niggas is funny. I could have your genius have some kind of flame around it, but there is a difference between that and simply invoking from a physical personality standpoint. But their metaphysics is physicalism. And because they never check their metaphysics, they don't understand that. See, the Theosophical Society, their metaphysics was physicalism. Physical was the ground of everything as opposed to the residue. They'll tell you about all these different bodies that emanate from the physical. Now, some people who are in the Theosophical Society, we're talking about the physical body being the end result of those things. So it's not everybody who's in there. But see, that's what I'm saying, man. You got to check where your metaphysics is coming from. It's not finding new things to say. It's not finding a new person to teach trust. It's understanding. It's comprehending. We're out here just ignorant. What? I remember hearing Seymour said, I remember hearing Bobby Hemmett saying how in ancient Egypt, in the school of thought, they would be told stories for years without invoking a you until initiate was ready. For them, knowing the stories was learning the fundamentals. That's how they taught them the fundamentals. That's, once again, because the whole community would have the same fundamentals. There was no physicalism back then. Not only was there no physicalism, everybody had the same metaphysics. And so all you needed to do was convey the story. And then you could go backwards from there. We can't do that anymore because the premises of people's thinking is physicalism. And if you don't understand the effect of physicalism on your metaphysics at large, you're not going to understand what's happening. You're not going to be able to fit it to something else. Friedrich Nietzsche was popular for saying God is dead. Let me show you the quote. Cause here I've been working on this fucking book, and I'm gonna keep working on it. I gotta finish unloading this shit. Here, let me get it here. Cause I put the quote in here. And I don't remember where I went to find the quote, but I know I have it in here. See, motherfuckers can't write a book. They don't even have a model. They're just gonna tell you a bunch of other shit they repeated. I want to give you the quote because I put the quote in the footnotes in my book. Let's see. Let me get to the place where I put it in the footnotes. I love footnotes, guys. I won't even lie to you. Okay, here. Boom. You can kind of see that. Let me zoom in. I can just zoom back out when I go to edit. All right. It's in number 6 here. It's like around the beginning of the book, right? It's because I'm talking in the introduction. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche is famous for his statement that God is dead. A previous German philosopher named Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. This is Hegel. If you're familiar with philosophy at all, I would hope you are. Hegel basically said it first. I don't even think he was the first, but it had been discussed, okay? Nietzsche, however, is attributed with making it famous. God is dead. And this is the quote. I'm going to give you the whole quote. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. How shall we comfort ourselves, the murderers of all murderers? What was holiest and mightiest of all that the world has yet owned has bled to death under our knives. What knives are you talking about? The knife of skepticism. You can destroy anything with skepticism. You have to be using it as a tool. When you're trying to just destroy, cut back, you become a murderer. Because you're not using it to seek something. You're using it to diminish. This is part of the reason people have so much trouble with finding meaning in the world. It's just the influx of nihilism. Who will wipe this blood off us? What water is there for us to clean ourselves? What festivals of atonement, what sacred games shall we have to invent? Here's a new sacred game motherfuckers invent. Everybody's right. The spiritual circle jerk. Come in and drop your flaming heart emoji and you in the group. But stop. Whatever. Is not the greatness of this deed too great for us? Well, if you don't understand what you've done, of course not, you wouldn't know. Must we ourselves not become gods simply to appear worthy of it? And what are most people doing? And I'm not going to tell you can't, because it's the only solution you have with the metaphysics you have. Either rest in the idea that there is no divine, or you become the divine. But don't I say it? What is you? Because it ain't as simple as just saying, hey, look at me. I'm the new hot shit on the blade. You could have done that with anything, bro. You don't need divinity to do that. I'll say one more thing before I jump into Ascension proper, because that's what I want to do. I'm only an hour 45. Oh, man, it's just taking too long. Fuck you. Pay the money and I'll make it fast for you. I'll make it easy for you. That don't mean you're going to understand it. Head ass. That's your boy. Boy, it's got to be your boy. They kick his ass out and then probably made the whole live talking about hell. Hell nah. Look, I ain't even kicked these boys out, man. I don't know where they went. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. They're going to kick you out and you're going to make content for them, bro. Say, yo, we outside. Oh, Amara's back. Good to see you, bro. Some kids from the light playground came over. Oh, shit. Hey, man, I wish they'd come back, man. Maybe they learn. I know, it don't feel good. It's all right. Ethereal Progeny. What up, Gildy Glizzy in the house? What's that if I say Gildy Glizzy? Motherfuckers love saying Glizzy. Oh, shit. I stay away from Fred. Who's Fred? Oh, shit. Malik, good to see you in the chat, man. Ain't see you in a minute. You have another book coming out. Yeah, eventually. I'm not even rushing it. Because look, this thing gonna be a free one. I give you motherfuckers the free ones. Look, I got two free ebooks right here. Look, you click the link at the bottom, you can see it. It's so easy. Put them right there, boom, boom, you can download them. It's real simple. It's real simple. Because, man, anybody can write a book these days. Anybody can write a book. I dropped out of that shit. Who is Malik? Destroying God's creation ain't it. Oh, so maybe that has something to do with Fred? I don't know. I'm about to take my son to the playground. I got to get to the slide before he heats up. That shit be hot. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I'm fine. Hey, Ethan, how is your Christian phase going? Oh, shit. Oh, you told Malik about that. Uh-oh. The baptism of source, energy, and physicalism. Boy, motherfuckers love to say energy, bruh. They love to say energy. That's why I don't say energy. Fuck that. I can explain this shit to you without saying energy. They don't even know what they're invoking. Matter of fact, this is Steiner's Balance of Lucifer and Iron Man. Balance of Lucifer and Iron Man. What is that? And Steiner, I don't think you mean Rudolf Steiner, do you? Ah, that's H. Yeah, it's Rudolf Steiner. Okay. Let me look for the PDF later. And give it to you guys. Because if you didn't know, there's a text archive in the guild. You can get all the shit you want, bro. All right, let me get back to what I'm talking about, guys. All right, we're talking about ascension, okay? How this works, and it's not just having a flaming emoji. God, I done threw my gang signs up at the church and put that work in, but stop. My Christian neighbor moved after I called out their church. But don't look. No capping in the chat. Make sure you be as honest and authentic as you can about whatever happened. And man moved away. Whatever, bro. Chill out. All right. So most of the beginning of this was talking about the fundamentals, which I talk about all the time. Because generally, nobody has fundamentals. They have a story. They have things you're supposed to say to be in the group. They don't talk to you about the difference between the map and the method. They'll just give you methods. They'll just give you, hey, do what I say, and now you're doing it. No, it doesn't work that way. So let's start out here, bro. Hey, yo, Aries, you hate Google. I don't hate Google, but I mean, Google's typical, bro. Google don't give me what I need when I'm looking for it. So we had to break up, man. You know, this is what it is, man. I had to drop him. Oh, don't call them out. Debate them on their own theology. Well, if they had a firm grasp of that, we could. So you can't debate motherfuckers no more. Motherfuckers don't have a point. I remember I had a small debate with a flat earth dude, and we're having a debate about, whether or not the planet is a sphere or flat, right? And everything he keep talking about is the validity of NASA. And I'm like, this is how that functions. If your point is NASA, then what you're telling me is the only way you knew that the planet was a sphere was because you listened to NASA. You didn't even understand what you was told in school. Homo sapiens have known the planet was a sphere for thousands of years. And there are very basic experiments you can do. This is what made transoceanic navigation possible. The knowledge that the planet was a sphere. But see, this is what I'm saying. Well, motherfuckers don't know, but they're looking for the new thing that feels right. And mind you, creationism, like Christian creationism, and flat earth are very conducive. Like, if you have a Christian metaphysics fundamentally, flat earth goes well with that. Especially if you're kind of on the edge of physicalism. So bro don't even know why he knew what he knew, but he would accuse other people of just listening to what they're told. But when you listen to him, that's exactly what he's doing. Whether or not NASA is valid has nothing to do with the shape of the planet. But he couldn't see that. Why? Because that NASA is what he listened to. Or that's what he claimed to listen to. He didn't actually listen to NASA. He just listened. He just did what he was told. He believed what he was told without understanding it or questioning anything. And so he assumed any and everyone else did that. Right, it's so terrible. No point in debating the niggas. I debated myself enough to leave. Well, look, Ethan, debate yourself harder. Get in there. Beyond the feelings, guys. Beyond the feelings. It need to hurt a little bit. I know I hate to say it, because then I'm telling you, it need to hurt a little bit for me too. I'm not unaware of that. Fuck, but I'ma still tell you, even if it means I know it's gonna have to hurt for me too. Y'all don't see me in this motherfucker hurting? Whatever. All right, let's get back to Ascension. What, about 2 hours in again? Because I have to talk to you about the fundamentals, and I have to address my friends in the group chat. Oh man, they really did leave. Damn, we wasn't affirming them enough. Oh shit. Alright. Remember kids, no capping in the chat. Please, no capping in the chat. Alright, what is ascension in general? What are we talking about? Alright. As basic as I can put it for you, regardless of what spiritual system you're dealing with, ascension is the expansion of your awareness, your capacity to notice, your ability to notice. Why do I say that? Because the ascension process doesn't change the world. It's already perfect. It's doing exactly what it should do. What changes is you. What changes is you and how you're framing what's already been going on. Some people will get into spirituality, start looking up a little bit of symbolism, and then, oh God, I see the symbols are everywhere. It's crazy. Oh my God, it's outlandish. No, sweetie. It was already there. You didn't notice it. See, that's what's changing. People will, and they don't understand, a lot of people don't understand this when they're having these downloads, as my friend the Dweller liked to say, right? Oh, the downloads, because you're invoking who's down. There's a whole dynamic invoked with that. Anyways, they won't understand their expansion of their awareness to their capacity to notice, and so they'll notice something new. And then this is what they tell themselves, because it feels good. Ah, I get it now. I'm seeing it. I get it now. And then they fuck themselves up for the next advancement, and it takes so long to get the next one, because every time they begin to notice a little more, they proclaim, I get it now. And they got to go back to not only not getting it for a while, they have to be disappointed in themselves a little bit the next time they notice a little more, like, damn, I thought I got it. I still don't get it. Well, who told you you got it? You. Fuck out of here. But what is you, right? You know, you have no idea. You've never looked into that. You're just looking for the new feeling. You're chasing a new feeling. Ascension is an expanding of your awareness, your capacity to notice. The world does not change. Your capacity to notice is what changes. You can think back to things you did when you was a little kid, and how the grown folks are doing shit in front of your face, and you didn't notice. But then when you grow up a little, and you think back, like, damn, these motherfuckers was, oh shit. See, it's not that the world changed. You changed. How you framing things. What you can notice is what changed. That is the process of ascension. It's a continued expansion of your awareness, i.e., your capacity or ability to notice. Let me guess, you know what the word notice means, doesn't it? Don't you? It's okay. It's all right. Look, I'm going to skip over it. You skip over it, right? I don't choose these words arbitrarily. I know you're used to you thinking words are just speech seasoning. It's speech seasoning. It makes my speech sound a certain way. No, words have meaning. I'm telling you, I do not choose these words arbitrarily. I'm giving you the foundations to begin your research. I do not choose these words arbitrarily. That's why I'm going out of my way never to say energy. I don't try and tell you what the mind is and tell you it's you and tell you what to do with the mind. Nuh-uh. All the motherfuckers who are going to use words arbitrarily will do that for you. I don't say consciousness, right? I'm not saying none of this shit arbitrarily. This is why I say the same thing over and over and over. And the moment you think you know what the fuck is going on, I get it. You're wrong. You missed it. It's not that you'll never get it, but you got to stop doing that shit. You got to stop doing that shit. I'll tell you what. All right, so we talked about what ascension is in general. All right, no matter what system you're dealing with, this is what the process, this is what the work is doing. You're expanding your awareness. You're expanding your capacity to notice. Because look, reality and truth exists right there in front of you. But you don't notice it. That is the issue. Not that the world need be different. Fuck. Side ejects. I remember when I first got into spirituality, I was thinking I was going to change the world. And my life was going to be this magical fairy tale. Until I got suplexed and broke my back. Yeah! It hurt. Well, it was going to hurt anyway. Look, motherfuckers will assume I'm hurting them. No, it's not I'm hurting them. Look, you fucked up over there. I just made it notice for you. Like, I'm the only person who pointed it out. Everybody else patted you on the back, jacked your dick off and told you was doing it. I'm like, no, bro, you fucked up back there. You fucked up back there. Here, watch. Boop. Ah! Bro, you fucked up back there. I'm telling you. When I became spiritual, I wanted off this bitch. As the thing is bound, so it is unbound. Once you can really understand your agreement to the shit, that's simple. But then, by the time you can understand that, you're not gonna want what you say you want. Because this shit is perfect. It's not supposed to be another way. I'm so serious. Notice. Oh, that's what is that called when you break it down in the I think it's something about phonetics. It's not consonants. Damn, what is that word? Oh, I can hear the birds in the background. That's fun. I can't remember the word, but it's a word where you break it up into is it syllables? I think it's syllables. Where you break it up into the fundamental sounds being made. But yes, I would highly suggest look up notice. Because I mean, look, I come from the law background too, guys. I'm telling you, motherfuckers don't know English. Yo, what's up with the affirmations on the path of the child that looks like the personality deified for me and embodying that through genius? What's up with the affirmations of the path of the child that looks like the personality being deified for me and embodying that through genius? With the affirmations and deifying the personality, there's no recognition of anything beyond that. And so genius wouldn't be included. Usually people use affirmations to motivate and inspire themselves to believe what they want to believe, as opposed to directly challenging what they actually believe. That's why I don't give y'all affirmations. I can't do it, bro. Notice. Notification or warning of something, especially to allow the preparations to be made. Notice, warning. Look, thank you, Cassis. Look, throw a little definition in there, bro. You want to check all these senses of the word. You want to check the fundamental components of the words, how the word is structured. Vroomy says, thought I was going to go to a magical imagination land. And you can, but that's not the point of the word. That's not what it's about. Look, you can do all the crazy things motherfuckers say they want to do, but you're not, like, there's no steps to doing it. The shit you're looking for is on the other side of the shit you don't want to have to deal with. I know, that little place behind the shit you don't want to have to deal with, I spent most of my life living there. That's how I always deal with people. I'd be completely invisible. Because I say, okay, what does this motherfucker not want to look at? Oh, you don't want to see that? Boom, I'm going to sit over there. And so I'm virtually invisible because you don't want to look at this anyway. So I'm over here. Cool. I'm having fun over here. You leave me the fuck alone. Shit. Morphology. No, I think it's the syllables. I think that's what I was looking for. They get a whole field of linguistic anthropology and they break it down to the meaning of actual sounds of language. Well, what are you referring to? The syllables? They get a whole field of linguistic anthropology, and they break it down to the meanings of actual sounds of language. Like, it's part of why I also tell you guys, when you're looking up words, looking up definitions, look at the roots that compose the word. Because when you understand what the root is, you can see its usage in other words. Okay? Notice, justice, police. All right? That ICE at the end. It's doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing in different places, but it's almost a word in and of itself. I think we were talking about phonemes. I don't know what phonemes are. There are more definitions. That was my favorite. There you go, Cass. Yeah, like I'm saying, there's more senses of the word. Well, and that's what motherfuckers don't get, to have a single sense of the word and feel confident enough to say they understand the word. You need to check the different senses. You were talking about phonemes. I have to hear that word said. I have to hear it said. Because I feel like I sound like an idiot saying it. Where's my site that's gonna give me the audio? Here we go. Phonemes. Here, I'll let you guys hear it.
Phoneme.
I have so much fun with that. I really like that. Any of the abstract units of the phonetic system. Phonetics of a language that correspond to a set of similar speech sounds. Okay. Which are perceived to be a single distinctive sound in the language. Got you. See, you used to be cooked on phonics. It's how kids learn to read. But anyways, whatever. Fuck Arius though, right? He doesn't have a violet flame heart. That's your boy, man. All right. So, I'm telling you, ascension is the process of your expansion of your awareness, of your capacity to notice. How do we begin doing it, Arius? Arius, please tell me, how do I do this? I know, look, you don't even understand the fundamentals, but you want to know how to do it because you're ready to get to the end. All right, cool. Look, I'll tell you about starting the beginning. You hear go within. Usually people only tell you this once their capacity to explain something has run out, and so they give it to you at the end of their argument. I give it to you at the beginning of the argument because it's a place to begin. It's not even a step. It's just turning in the right direction. Okay? On the left, we have the basic physicalist perspective. I call it default dead. All right? Where what you're looking at is the top one, the physical body, the bottom one, the physical world at large. Okay? Going within is turning away from the physical body and the physical world. Not to say get rid of it, not to say reject it, not to say it's not real. I'm not telling you that at all. It's very real. But the point is to turn away from it. That is the go within. Here, let's do this. Because I want you to understand that concept. Here in the study materials, I have clips from a movie called Flatland. Okay? I'm going to give you a basic clip here. I want you to see this. Here, A Square, he's from Flatland. He's from the two-dimensional world. He's down here at the one-dimensional world talking to Lineland. All right? In this one-dimensional world, all that exists is forward and backward. The points, the lines, that's all they know here. Okay? That's all they know here. But he is from a higher dimensional reality. All right? And he's trying to explain to them a direction they do not yet understand. When I say go within, I'm explaining to you a direction you do not yet understand. Areas to understand it. Let's stop. I'm telling you don't. Not because I'm better than you, but I can tell you don't. Fuck. Here, just listen for a little while.
I could tell with a glance how many people are to your right and to your left. And there's nothing easier than a glance.
What is this left and right?
And how could you see the line? The inside of anything?
Left, right? You must mean backward and forward.
No, not so.
Exhibit these directions to me.
I can't. I mean, unless you step out of your line altogether.
Out of my line?
Out of the world?
Out of space?
Well, yes. Out of your world and into the greater plane of two dimensions, where all is plain and you can move in 4 directions.
If you can't show this or describe this to me,
Then go away!
Hasn't it occurred to you that you could move in some other direction, towards which your side is facing?
What?
never.
What do you mean by side?
There is before and behind.
Nothing more.
Fine, let me show you. Here, I'm going to move into your world. Here I come. There. Can you see me now?
Yes?
But
You're only a point!
Well, to you I'm only a point, but in fact I moved into Lineland. Now, I'm going to continue to move, and from your perspective, I'm going to vanish. What did your majesty say now?
Charlatan!
tricks! Tricks!
Come back!
How did you do that?
I moved out of Lineland. Convinced?
If you had any sense, the smallest particle of...
You ask me to believe that there's another world? You say there's another motion besides forward and backward.
But when I ask you to show it, all you can do is babble and practice magic tricks.
You must be a madman or dimensionally deficient.
You 6-inch idiot! You think you're the perfection of existence, but in reality, you're the most imperfect. You say you know the world, but all you see is a point. You can't even see lines. Well, I can. In fact, I am a line of lines, a square. In my world, as superior as I am to you, in my world, I'm nothing compared to the greatest of polygons.
Enough!
I'll pierce you through.
Die, evil creature! Die, evil creature! Die!
That's a movie called Flatland. I fucking love this movie. It expresses the concept of dimensionality very well. Because people usually think dimensions are places. And it's not places. It's about scope and extent of your perception. They're in the same space. They're in the same place. But they have different scopes and extent of perception. So I highly recommend the whole movie. And I give them those specific clips here in the study material. Alright? But you know, they just... Oh, Aris, I know enough of that. I don't need to check the study material. Just tell me the new hot thing so I can feel good. Okay, whatever. It's alright. It's cool. Fuck me, right? Okay, no, I get it. Cool, whatever. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, got you. Alright? Here, let's go back. Because look, I can explain this shit all day. Okay? It's not... Because it's not difficult. The difficult part isn't in explaining it and understanding it. The difficult part is your bullshit. Is your bullshit. Okay? So yeah, like I said, we talked about what is ascension. What is it? It's the expansion of your awareness, of your capacity to notice. You don't need a special dragon. Alright? You don't need to activate anything. Fuck. So, on the left, like I said, default dead. Basic physicalist perspective. The only thing that exists is the physical. But in order to comprehend this directive of go within, see, when I say within as a direction, that's just like the line. All it could see was forward and back. All it knew, its whole world was shaped by forward and back. And here comes the square. No, there's more than just forward and back. Well, show me. Where is it? But you're not going to see it in your world. That's the point. Okay, so when I'm saying going within, it's not going within melanin, your cells, your back oil. That's the physical body. We're not going within that. Remember, that's not you. We're not going within the physical world, so it's not your magnetosphere, your dark energy, your dark matter, your 0 point energy, your source energy, your energy. No, you missed it. That's all the physical world. You're not going within any of that. Remember, that's illusionary. That's a hologram. A hologram. Yeah, it's not the thing. Not to say it's not real, because that's not what illusion means. It doesn't mean it's not real or fake. It means it's not what it appears to be. That's not the point. You've missed it. So we're not going within the physical body or the physical world at large. You're turning away from those things. That is what the go within means. All right? And not only are you turning away from those things, you're beginning to make distinctions, draw lines where you had never drawn lines before. You're drawing lines where you have never drawn lines before. On the right, you have Brandon. That's who that is. Introducing Brandon, guys. Brandon is beginning to draw lines in his own experience, his own perception of reality. Because that's what you need to work on. You don't need to change the physical world. Activate your body. Activate the magnetosphere and the Schumann resonance. And once the Schumann resonance shows you the activation of the solar flares, then you upgrade and evolve. No. It's bullshit. It's more physicalist pseudoscience. God. What is you? You're not going to answer it right away, but I want to point you in the direction to begin answering it. So he begins to have the influence of non-physical and the primordial. That's the blue and the purple that's beginning to, he's drawing the lines. Because before, he drew no lines. Everything was physical. Or could be explained by something physical. Could be reduced to something physical. That's why there's only red there. All right? When we're looking at the, because I'm using the Bookman model as a map. All right? Let me show you where I map it out. Let's look here. Well, no, I'm not going to use that. I'll use this one. Here we go. Boom. Red for the physical world. Blue for the non-physical. Purple for the primordial. Where am I in that? I'm not talking about you. We're talking about the fundamentals. Remember, once we get to methodology, see, if you want to be in this at all, you're Brandon. Be Brandon. No, man, I ain't ugly like that. I'm pretty, bro. Look at my... No, you're ugly. I'm sorry. But look, it's okay. It's okay. Be Brandon. I'm sorry, I missed the chat, guys. I forgot the names that they give certain categories. They all end in meter. Oh, okay. Oh, not syllables, but the sounds of letters themselves and what they mean. Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to point out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was talking about syllables, but you guys talking about phonemes, which I think is more fundamental than syllables. I forgot the name that they gave certain. There's some that I don't remember in particular though. Morphemes, basic units of meaning, phoneme, basic unit of sound. Yeah, see, those are more fundamental than syllables. Charlatan. Can you elaborate on what you mean by participation? Yeah, that's the level of methodology. That's the level of methodology. Remember, when we're talking ontology and epistemology, there's no need for participation. We have just the game board, ontology. We have the pieces that exist in context of it, epistemology. You don't need to participate yet. You only participate when all this stuff starts moving. All right? The level of ontology and epistemology on a map. It doesn't need, where are you? That's the participation. So participation is going to be the methodology, the cosmological narrative. This is why you can't participate in physicalism. Because the only way you can participate in physicalism is if you claim what I am is the body. Then you can kind of begin. But what that's going to leave you with is, I'm a monkey floating on a rock in space. Floating towards random chaos and chance. And that's all there is. And that's a physicalist perspective. That perspective is not conducive to spirituality. You can't just plug spirituality in because it's literally made not to be able to fit to that. It's literally made not to be able to fit to that. The same way bleach is made not to support life. It's not a bug in the system, it's a feature. It's sterilized. It's sterilized. And it's purposely sterilized mostly because of the history of what was going on in Europe at the time when they were developing these ideas. So yeah, that's what I mean by participation. Okay? Where do you fit in? Like we were talking about the Christian pantheon, right? They give you the ontology, heaven, hell, earth, the basic grounds of being. They give you the epistemology, what exists in context of those things. God and angels in heaven, the devil and demons in hell, man and woman on earth. Okay? Epistemology. Now, how do I fit into this? Okay, well, we'll tell you about the past, where God creates the earth in 7 days, Lucifer falls, Adam falls, Christ falls, and then resurrects. And we'll tell you about the future. Eventually, Christ is going to come back. Now, where you fit into all of this is in between that past and future. That's where you participate. See? Real simple. It's real simple. If bleach doesn't support life, what about my bankai? Look, man, you probably got one of the barn guys with all the flowers. No, I was just fucking with you. But I couldn't finish Bleach. Ichigo makes me mad. I got into it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He was fighting the Espadas. I did not make it all the way to fucking Aizen. Because Ichigo pisses me off so much. It's okay, I'm sorry. I know. Give me shit. I didn't finish Bleach. Give me shit. I got to the part where, who's my nigga? Kenpachi. When Kenpachi came back through, whoo, boy, he didn't even release no Bankai. Sword fucked the shit up. But he out there, what you doing? He got his little girl out there, giving him the moral support and shit. Nigga hitting it, boy. Kenpachi, nigga. I don't think that's his name. I think that's in the title. Anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't finish Bleach. I know, I'm a loser. Okay. See, this image here, right here on the right, corresponds with this image, which is the methodological map, where we're beginning to look at where do you fit into all of this? But it's not just as simple as saying you're Brandon. There's a little more nuance here. Because then you're not only going to want to know where are you, you're going to want to know how to do something. I know. It's okay. Look, each one begs the next question. I understand that. This is why I talk about the 3 paths of ascension. Okay? There are 3 fundamental angles of approach to this work. Just like when we looked at the methodological map. All right? It shows you where you were going, where you start. All right? But then what does it do? It talks about how to navigate that, right? And it gives you various ways to approach the territory. You can do it. You can approach the territory using a car. Well, here's the methodology for that. You can approach the territory just walking or on a bike. Here's the methodology for that. You can approach the territory, just take the subway. Here's the methodology for that. And based on how you're approaching the territory itself, you have not only different methodologies, but the whole trip is going to appear a certain way. The territory doesn't change. The world doesn't change. What changes is you and your perception. What you can notice. It's very simple. In the Western tradition, because most people are familiar with the Western tradition, most people in the Western world, right? You have what are usually called the right-hand path, the left-hand path, and the middle path, okay? Still 3 fundamental angles of approach. But here's the issue with that. Most people don't understand what either of those mean. They like to conflate the right-hand path with just organized religion. That's incorrect. They like to conflate the left-hand path with, well, it's just all about me. It's just all self. Okay, cool. What is you? Huh? What? So they don't understand that either. And then there's the middle path. People don't understand the middle path, but the thing about the middle path is it's very easy to say whatever you want. Because there's no wrong, but there's no right either. You see, that's the paradox there. See, people are comfortable about the fact, well, I can't be wrong. Yeah, but you also can't be right. So you have to have both of those at the same time. The beginning is the end. It feels very comfortable. But it's a very thin line to walk. You got to be so neutral it's biased. So I'm not trying to tell you what you should do, because the 3 paths of ascension are not about picking a path. They're not about picking a path. Just like with the map, just like with the Google Maps, right? You can say, okay, usually I go to work with a car. All right? But today there's construction on the road, and if I use the road, I'm gonna be 3 hours late to work. So what I need to do is use part of the car route, get myself to the public transport, and then take the subway the rest of the way. So I'm not telling you pick a path and that's what you do for life. I'm telling you need to understand all 3 paths so that when you see it, you recognize it. That's why I'm teaching you. Not to say this is the one you need to do. This is the most real. This is the most true. See, some people hit the middle path and they think what they've done is, well, I'm not going to choose between the left and the right. I understand that it's really about the middle. No. They pretend like having the middle path is, well, I'm beyond making a choice. I'm going to make no choice. Making no choice is a choice. Whoo! Boy, these children, boy. And if you don't smell the scent of your own bullshit, boy, it's gonna fuck you. I'm so serious. Basics making more sense today. I hope so. It's easy to say they're making more sense. I hope so. Make sure you challenge your understanding. At some point in the work, we work with all three. Yeah, eventually. That's why I'd rather show you what each one is and how to recognize it, as opposed to telling you which one to do so you can try and pick one and stick to it. Throughout your life, you're going to find yourself in different places, in different ways, and for different reasons. So when you end up inadvertently have to take the subway, I want you to be able to recognize the terrain. Because it's not going to look the way it did when you was taking the car every day. It's not going to look the way it looked when you ride the bike or walk. And it's not because the world has changed. It's what you is and the perspective. So those are the three paths of ascension. I'm retiring the Western tradition's words because people don't understand them anyways. But we'll talk about them, okay? So these are the three paths of ascension. These are the three angles of approach you can take to the work. Because by virtue of your angle of approach, the work looks different. By virtue of your angle of approach, I'm gonna take the car. Well, I'm gonna bike today. I'm gonna hit the subway. By virtue of your angle of approach, the work looks different. And you can't just interchange them. Look, if you're taking the car, and I tell you, okay, cool, get on the expressway, take exit 35, and then make sure you transition over to train A on the yellow line. Well, I just gave you methodology from the subway for the expressway. Now that methodology for the expressway is wrong because you're using it out of context. See, some people, they love the middle path. They try and take these middle path ideas and put them anywhere. That's like taking the directions for riding your bike and trying to apply them to the expressway and the subway. It doesn't work. Not because it's wrong intrinsically, it's because it's out of context. It can all be so simple, but niggas ain't here for that. They here to feel good. They here to feel good. They putting that flaming emoji heart in the chat, boy. Get the fuck out of here. All right, path of the child. Traditionally, in the Western tradition, this is known as the right-hand path, okay? People will conflate this with organized religion, mostly because they have a beef with organized religion. So they say, what I'm doing is what Christians hate. I'm beyond organized religion. And then they end up going and organizing a religion around their new bullshit. You just saw the whole violet flame divine chosen ones, right? I'm above organized religion, but they've organized a new religion with their violet flame group. Okay? See, it's not about organized religion, all right? The crux of what we're talking about on what I call, with the Bookman model, the path of the child, all right? What's traditionally known as the right-hand path, the crux of the idea, the crux of the methodology is that what you is something small that must return to something larger. Okay? Oh, Arius, I don't worship anything outside of myself. Nigga, what is you? You can't tell me what you is. How you gonna tell me what's in and outside of yourself? Once again, people repeat shit. Fuck. Sorry. So it's a dynamic, okay? It's a relationship. What is you in relationship to the rest of what exists in the scenario? What is you in relationship to the rest of what exists in the scenario? Okay? So on the right-hand path, on the path of the child, what you is a smaller thing than these larger things that exist in the scenario. This is a path that I recommend to people. It's the most intuitive. It's the simplest to get started with. Okay? That's what you need in the beginning. You don't need to look cool, to be doing, I'm against Christianity. Because inevitably, left to your own devices, you'll go back to it. Yeah, I know. It's not because something's wrong with you. Here, I'm going to go down a little bit so I can show you how the methodological map changes based on which one we're talking about, okay? So look, path of the child, right? Boom. Let's look at the methodological map. Because all the physical stuff was in red. There's your myself. All the physical stuff was back there. We've turned away from that. This has nothing to do with your body or the physical world, okay? That me, what am I talking about? This is the discussion of personality and shadow, okay? This is what you consider yourself to be. When you've rejected, when you've looked away from the physical body and the physical world, what is left is that. It's not something physical, but it's what you consider yourself to be. I'm not telling you to change what you consider yourself to be, because you're not even going to be able to do it unless you thoroughly examine it. As a thing is bound, so it is unbound. You need to know the nature of your predicament and how you're continuing to agree to it. So this is why you're going to need to do that shadow work. And shadow work is equally personality work. And motherfuckers don't talk about that because they like to think their personality is already good enough. Whatever. Sorry, excuse me. So if you look on the map, guys, here I put the pointer over there. You is right here with the me. Because remember, what did I say? What's the difference? What is you in relationship to everything else in the scenario? Okay? I'm not telling you there's a correct answer. I'm telling you, based upon the answer that you're holding on to, is going to determine how it looks. Based on which angle of approach you take will determine how the terrain looks and what methodology you employ. If I take a car, how the terrain looks and what I need to do is a certain way. If I take my bike, how the terrain looks and what I need to do is different. It's specific. If I take the subway, how the terrain looks and what I need to do is a certain way. So it's not a right answer you need to find. Eli, good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. A lot of American Protestantism is low-key left-hand path. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? MC Maestro. Ethereal progeny, action via non-action. That I would say that's a middle path methodology. Not to say it's wrong or anything. And I really like that. That's why I was talking about Wu Wei the other day. Path of the child been fucking me up for real. No, it's probably your pride that's fucking you up. It's probably the pride. I'm so serious because you think it should be something else. And look, motherfuckers don't realize how deep their pride will be in some shit. Pride is the devil. Think it got a hold on me. All right. Shout out J. Cole. J. Cole's watching my video. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me get back to it. Okay. So what you is for Path of the Child is basically that me complex of shadow and personality. Not bad, not wrong. Because see, a lot of people have heard the middle path methodology and they think the work is detaching from everything. That's the work on the middle path. And I'll show you why in a second. Okay? But anyways, Path of the Child. What you is. Alright? Because we've already said it's not the physical body, it's not the physical world. Okay, cool. Boom. We'll put that behind Brandon. That's all in the red. What you is that me. Alright? And so your relationship with the larger aspects of reality is your work. Your relationship with that larger aspect of reality. Here in the Bookman model, what we use to help you identify that is the concept of genius. Okay? So your relationship with genius is what facilitates your ascending. Your relationship with genius is what's facilitating your ascending. Christian cosmology. Your relationship with Christ is what facilitates you getting to heaven. Right? What is Christ in that respect? He is the way. Okay, he is the way. Your relationship with him facilitates your progress in your work. Period. It can be as simple as that. Mind you, it does get more complicated, but to begin understanding, it can be as simple as that. So for those on the path of the child, the right-hand path in the Western tradition, your relationship with genius, you being that me, your relationship to genius is what is facilitating the process of ascension. Very simple. Very simple, guys. I say American Protestantism are left-hand paths because once they get baptized and pop out as someone different, become self-proactive to their life circumstances instead of reacting and receiving. Well, is that they've changed how their me functions? Because if they just changed how their me functions, this sounds like a little bit of shadow work and not really left-hand path. Because here, look, okay, there's path of the child, right? Yeah, I'll jump to left-hand path because, people like to see left-hand path, all right? Path of the child is synonymous with the right-hand path in the tradition of the Western world. Let's jump down to path of the father, okay? This is what would, in the Western tradition, be known as the left-hand path, okay? Remember, guys, the distinction between these paths is not that you progress from one to the next, right? Because it's not like you progress from someone who drives to someone who bikes to someone who hits the subway. What is you in relationship to everything else in this scenario? Because that's going to determine your experience of the territory and what you need to do, okay? Path of the Father. Now, boom, right away, we're looking for the you, okay? Because remember, that's the distinction. Not just the you, but its relationship to everything else in the scenario. Where's the you? See, what we were talking about in Path of the Child, genius, here, that's where the you is rested. It doesn't mean you get rid of the me, the personality and shadow that you use to facilitate your physical life. It doesn't mean you get rid of it, but you don't necessarily identify with it. So for them to have been switching to left-hand path based on a Christian cosmology, what they would need to do is consider themselves to be Christ. Not even equal to Christ. Two things that are similar aren't the same. Christ. And that gets a little tricky, especially if you haven't dealt with the pride down there in that me, that personality and shadow. Because then you're just going to end up capping. Ooh, yes, I'm so serious. So look, when we're talking about left-hand path, all right, I'm using the Bookman model to show you. We call it Path of the Father here, all right? What you is genius. And so what you is in relationship to everything else in the scenario. Okay, see, some people want to use left-hand path because they think it's kind of cool, but I'm telling you, it's going to be more work, it's going to hurt, and it's going to be a lot harder to do. Why are we going to do the hardest thing? Why? Pride. Pride is the devil. The way, the truth, and the light. That's what Christ is telling you is. No, Jesus takes the wheel. The new self takes the wheel and does all the work a different Christian would have prayed for. Well, that's changing their me. That's changing how their me functions. Because look, people in the Christian cosmology, one can say, I want to pray. That's what I need to do. One can say, I need to preach. One can say, I need to be active in my own salvation. Okay, none of those are wrong based on the cosmology, but none of those necessarily make themselves Christ. They're still what they are below that. And they have to facilitate a relationship with it. So that's the distinction. That's the distinction, not how you perform your personality. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Plus, they get baptized in the name of Jesus only, while the right-hand path, old world Christians, will get baptized in the name of the Trinity and framed in the dynamic by getting baptized in the name. Well, getting baptized in the name of the Trinity is still getting baptized in the name of Jesus. If you've seen the Father, you've seen the Son. So I'm telling you, it's what they consider themselves to be. What is you? Remember, what is you is what's making the difference. What is you? So if they were Christ in the scenario, that's more of a left-hand path perspective in a Christian cosmology. Okay, but a left-hand path in a Christian cosmology is kind of blasphemous. It's kind of heresy. But usually, a left-hand path in a cosmology that's not made for that will usually be some form of heresy. I always thought the child was the middle. What do you mean the child was the middle? Like the result of the mother and father? I mean, because this is part of the Trinity as well. Here, let me pull it up. I don't want to lose this. I'll pull it up in a different thing. Because I talk about the Trinity a lot. Where's the image? Where's the image? Ah, here we go. Boom. All right. 1 being the father, or 2 and 3 being the mother and child. The mother and child have a connection that the father and the child don't have. All right. And so in the Trinity, the two of them are somewhat interchangeable. All right. You're not going to have the mother before the father. I don't care what these. Oh my God, I'd love to debate these niggas on that. Either the mother and the father are simultaneous, or the father comes first. Pussy don't start nothing. It can't. It can start bleeding. That's all it's gonna do by itself. Okay, please slow down, motherfuckers. Look, the masculine is the archetype of perfection. The feminine is the archetype that replicates perfection. And the child, for good measure, is that perfection replicated. This isn't a point of pride for being a male. It isn't. It isn't. It's a dynamic. It's a metaphysical dynamic. Period. So you can say the child is in the middle, like you can say 3 is in the middle, or you can say 2 is in the middle. When it comes to the mother and child, the two are damn near interchangeable. Okay? So you're not incorrect about that, but I start with the child because I usually attribute the child with 3 because it's the result of 1 and 2. 1 begets, 2 conceives. To beget is a masculine concept, to conceive is a feminine concept, and by virtue of the 2, you have the child. Let me go back to this. The me for them is the sinner monkey. Well, the monkey is the physical body. I mean, everyone in Christianity is trying to ascend from just the flesh in the physical world. The me for them is themselves. Unless they're identifying as Jesus, as the way themselves, they're not doing left-hand path. They've just restructured, reframed how their me works. That's it. So you will end up making the personality Christ. So you will end up making the personality Christ. It's not. The personality stays what it is. The personality and the shadow stay what it is. What they consider themselves to be, the you, is genius. That's what's going to make the difference for left-hand path. Remember, what you is in relationship to everything in the scenario. What's all in the scenario don't have to change. Where you is in the scenario and its relationship to everything is what is changing. Pride. Pride. Jesuits step in the role of Jesus, but they are part of the Catholic system. I've heard a lot about Jesuits, but I haven't done enough digging myself to really make any claims, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie. What is the distinction between doing the work and the after effects or the translated actions of doing the work? So basically, what's it look like after I've done the work? I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell any of you that. You know why? And this is why I'm not going to tell you guys that. Because whenever I tell somebody that, instead of doing the work, what they try and do is invest in looking like they're done. So I don't tell anybody what it's going to look like when you're done. Because I don't even know if there's a done. I tell you what though, this shit gonna hurt when you start. So that motherfucker, once you've risen the Kundalini, you'll be able to fly and telekinesis things. No. No. The husband and the priest can take the role of Jesus too scripturally. The husband and the priest. Is that in the Jesuit tradition? Excuse me. Is that in the Jesuit tradition? Is that what you're talking about, Maestro? Alaya, like you said, praying, preaching, act of salvation isn't Christ itself. Those will be after effects of the genius or Christ. Well, those aren't after effects of genius. Those are methodologies. So what is the work of the genius that's being done in the example? It depends on the metaphysics. It depends on the metaphysics. Look, in Christianity, in the Christian cosmology, what does Christ do? He's about his Father's work. All right? In the Sumerian text, in the Sumerian cosmology, Marduk, he's not necessarily about his Father's work. Right? He's more about being a leader in the role he has and vanquishing Tiamat, moving her pieces together. Like maybe Horus in the Egyptian pantheon. He's somewhat about his father's work, but not really too much. He is the father reborn. He's rebuilding the kingdom. Okay? So it depends on the underlying metaphysics. It depends on the underlying metaphysics. That's why I start you with every time. That's why I always start you with the fundamentals. I always start you with the fundamentals. That's why. Because the fundamentals inform everything else that comes after that. So yeah, the Christ part is only from a Christian cosmology. I just use a Christian cosmology because I know niggas are familiar with it. Not because it's what you have to be doing. You know, once again, don't look for somebody to tell you what you're supposed to be doing and what it's going to look like. You just end up following motherfuckers. Okay, lastly, the path of the mother, okay? Because remember, what we're talking about here, the 3 paths of ascension. These are fundamental angles of approach to the same work. Car, bike, subway. It's not one of them are wrong. It's not that you progress from one to the other. These are different angles of approach to the same thing. And depending on which angle of approach you're using, you is different. The territory is different. What you need to be doing is different. So you need to be able to tap into not only what your metaphysics are, but how you're approaching the work. What your metaphysics are, how you're approaching the work. Only then can we actually talk about methodology. No, not Jesuits. In terms of being the way, the wife looks to God through the husband, and so that's not necessarily the husband being Christ, but I get what you mean. Whereas the husband is the intermediary between the wife and God. Once again, that's not left-hand path, because what the husband is still gonna be human. That's just hierarchy and human ranks. But because in the Christian cosmology, there's only one Christ. There's only one role that serves the role of Christ. That's why I use it because it's so easy, because it's monotheistic. Unless you is Christ, it's still path of the child. It's path of the child with extra steps. And it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with path of the child. I'm so serious. Nothing's wrong with path of the child. Nothing's wrong with the right-hand path. That's like saying something's wrong with taking your car as opposed to biking. Pride is the devil. I'm telling you guys, there's nothing wrong with it. There's no need to get on the left-hand path, especially if you haven't got the shadow work done. If you're not deeply dedicated to the shadow work, and you try and left-hand path of the Father, you're fucking yourself. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. You are making monuments to your bullshit and claiming it is divine. You have to have the details down. You have to have the details down to navigate Path of the Father. You have to have the details down. I would say you really need them down on Path of the Mother as well, but you can get away with more. You can get away with damn near anything. Because there's no right or wrong, really. There's no on course or off course. Anyway, I'm so serious, bro. Unless they're Christ, unless what they consider themselves to be is Christ, not that they've made their body Christ, not that they've made their personality Christ. They literally know themselves to be something other than those two things. See, we're making distinctions where there were no distinctions being made. See, some of these old cosmologies make the distinctions. There's a bit of perspective shift on the Trinity reference points that I haven't explored entirely yet. We can talk about the Trinity. I'm going to get the papers ready now. I'm going to get the papers ready. All right, look. Path of the Mother, okay? In the Western tradition, this is known as the middle path. Let me get this so I can see right. Okay, cool. All right. And remember, once again, angles of approach to the same work. Angles of approach to the same work. What is you in relationship to what is in the scenario, okay? So here, what is you? Just like with Path of the Child, you is nested right there at the me. That's what you is in the scenario. But what you'll notice, genius is in a different position. In fact, it shifted all the way up to the edge of the end goal. Why is that? Good question. On the path of the Path of the Mother, on the middle path, everything but the one thing is illusion. And so even if you were to have a relationship with genius, it's an illusionary relationship and is deemed something to be detached from. The main methodology you're going to find on Path of the Mother, on the middle path, is detachment from all illusion. See, look, Path of the Child, Path of the Father, illusion ain't an issue. It's natural. It's not wrong. It's a means to an end. Path of the Mother? The goal, the ascended master, has detached from all aspects of illusion. And so there's no intermediary. Either you hit it or you didn't. Either you hit it or you didn't. Either you hit it or you didn't. And when you didn't, no one's coming to tell you, hey, you didn't hit it. No one can. Aliyah, the work be changing though when you change through evolving. Yeah, but it depends on what is you. You gotta know. You gotta know. And if you're trying to understand this methodology first, it's gonna be more confusing. I'm so serious. You need to know your fundamentals. Because look, when I'm talking about me, that personality and shadow, genius, myself, those aren't fundamentals. Those aren't fundamentals. That's only included in the discussion of methodology. And so if you're trying to use those words to understand the fundamentals, you missed what fundamentals are. For example, we're looking at the Google Maps, right? We're looking at a Google Maps. And I show you where the city hall is. I show you where the grocery store is. I show you where your grandma's house is, right? Those are fundamentals on the map. You have the underlying ontology, the at-large, And then the in context epistemology. I showed you something in context of the map. City Hall. Something in context of the map. The park. In context of the map. Grandma's house. Those are fundamentals. What is turn left? That's not on the map. That's not a fundamental. Genius. Me. Personality shadow. That's in the category of turn left. You need it to discuss methodology, but it's not part of the map. It's not a fundamental. And so if you try to understand fundamentals last, using methodological words, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. I see why it's super important to comprehend all paths. Hopefully you see that. But it's even more important to understand the fundamentals. Look, the paths of ascension are only going to help you with methodology, guys. How to do something. How am I included? How do I participate? Without the fundamentals, you may feel like you understand. I get it now. Without those fundamentals, it's cap. It's bullshit. And you won't be able to tell until the next wall you hit. I'm so serious. Double, treble, triple check your fundamentals. Measure twice, cut once. You got to know your fundamentals. It's not you turning left is genius. The category of a concept like turn left isn't on the map. Turn right. That is a category of directives or phrases that is only discussing methodology. Genius, personality, shadow, ascension are in a category of words that are only discussing methodology. It is not something on the map. It is not something fundamental. That's what I mean. The whole idea of turn left is methodological. And by that same respect, genius, personality, shadow, ascension are all discussions of methodology and are not fundamentals. This is why you don't want to try and understand this methodology first. Okay, well, how do I do something? Oh, how do I participate? And once I figure that out, then I'll understand everything else. You're wrong. I know it, but inevitably motherfuckers will do it. Because who's turning left or would know how to turn left? Exactly. It's a methodological discussion. That's what I'm saying. The genius, personality, shadow, ascension. These are all categorically methodological words. It's a methodological conversation. A methodological conversation. It's not talking about the fundamentals. See, the fundamentals, and I make the distinction over and over and over and over and over, but I gotta wait for you to notice. It's cool. It's cool. I have to wait for you to notice the difference. Look, primordial, non-physical, and physical. Body, spirit, soul. These are fundamentals. No methodology involved. Only time we get to methodology is at the bottom. That's when you see personality, genius. Oh yeah. So once I understand genius, I'll be able to reverse engineer, understand all this stuff. Slow down, player. I'm so serious. Genius is using methodology. It's part of the conversation of methodology. I'd ask too, would left-hand path for a Christian be taking the point of Jesus or of Christ? Theology, there is a separation. Well, for those of you who make a different distinction, because some people don't know the distinction, but if you're making the distinction, I would say it's being Christ. And that Jesus was one who was Christ. Just like you have being an ascended master and then those who have been ascended masters. All right, see, when you make the distinction, it's a little bit different. Won't deny you that. But you have to see yourself as Christ and not just dress the personality as Christ. Pride is the devil. I'm so serious. That will fuck it up. that will have your head up your ass, claiming everything else smells like shit. I'm so serious. Jesus will be God, Logos incarnate, taking the role of Christ. But Christ has been occupied by those God, Logos / Hashem has blessed through methods and circumstances. Even Cyrus the Great called Messiah. Well, see, Messiah is different from Christ. Now, Christ being the Logos is the Word. You know, it's like the image of the Most High. So if you're playing the role of Christ, yeah. But once again, to step into that role is to actually step out of that personality and shadow. Yes, it will affect the personality and shadow. Yes, it will affect the physical body. But just because it's affecting them doesn't mean that's what you is. You see, this is the distinction I'm making. And you have to embrace it wholeheartedly. You're not going to be able to just play it halfway, because when you do, you end up creating monuments to your bullshit. Pride is the devil. Think it's got a hold on me. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. You have to be able to recognize the smell of your own bullshit. Otherwise, you won't notice it. That's what I mean. I literally mean this. You have your head up your own ass, insisting that everything smells like bullshit, and won't be able to recognize your own. Because it's your head up your ass. That's what I'm saying. Also, we could be dressing up the personality as genius. Yes. What will cause you to do that is pride and fear. Pride and fear. Pride and fear. And if pride is in the room, the other 6 little motherfuckers are right there too. Because they follow that motherfucker like the babies in Rugrats follow Angelica. Alright? If pride is there, it brought the other 6 little motherfucking kids with it. Pride and fear. I'm so serious. And you can't you walk into the room, chest out. What you mean, Aries? I ain't got no fear. I don't fear nothing. I'm good. You fool. You fool. Christ was the Greek take on Messiah. Both mean anointed one. So where's the word Messiah come from? If that's not Greek. I mean, I don't know. I never looked up the word Messiah. I don't know. Because I'm more interested in the dynamic of the role the thing plays than what the word is. Anybody group people? Let's see. What is it? It's Hebrew. Well, there's Greek here too. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. That's making a bad noise. Messiah is Hebrew. Okay. Well, hold on. Let me see. I'm just curious. I don't know where they got the word from. They have what it means. Oh, etymology. In the Greek, Septuagint. The Greek Old Testament. Greek Old Testament was a semantic loan used to translate the Hebrew. Oh, okay. So the Greek was translated from the Hebrew. Got you. Okay. So when you're saying Messiah or Christ, you're saying the same thing. Got you. Okay. Because the word Messiah is more connotatively in the English language Savior than it is anointed one. Kind of like how the word Holocaust is connotatively like genocide in the English language, but if you look at where it actually comes from, which I think is German, it means a burnt offering or sacrifice. So yeah, this is a title then. Like I was saying before, just like Ascended Master, it's a title. But this title is not attributed to your personality, bruh. Because you only get the title for having ascended. You're only anointed for rising above those things. Like it's what you get as a result of having done the work. No, at least maybe I'm wrong about that. You know, yeah, that's me. So used to identifying with the effect instead of the affect. Because you have a story, you have a narrative, your personality, their conception of you. Because every time you have a you, it's nested in a past, present, and future. And so when you have a narrative surrounding a you, it's easier to grasp. There's context, there's detail, there's texture. So it's easier to grasp. All right? That's why. It's why you have to have that original saga that genius is nested in before it's going to make sense. And if you don't have it, and you really want to understand it, I want to do left-hand path, you're going to have to let go radically and fall completely into a story you don't understand yet. I'm not saying you can't do that. What I'm saying is you're going to run into everything you're avoiding wholeheartedly, completely. It's a radical movement. It's a radical movement. And most of y'all motherfuckers want to dip your toe in to see if it's real. Nah, motherfucker, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. Dip your toe. Let me put the tip in to see if am I really getting something? Let me put my tip in. No. Hit that thing. Playing. Nah, motherfuckers want to play and make it look good. Someone like David or the nigga in Judges underwent their anointing. Besides Hebrew, will rising above the flesh via baptism in the name of Logos not be a shift to left-hand path? It could be an initiation, a turning you in the appropriate direction. See, look, the shift comes from what is you, not how are you. That's dressing your personality again, not how are you. What is you? What is you? The baptism can be a nice little initiation. Because look, initiation isn't the work. It's the purification to get you ready to do the work. It's turning you in the right direction, like the go within. It's turning you in the right direction. Look, unless you are Christ in a Christian cosmology, it's not left-hand path. Even if you're dealing with demons, that's just a bad Christian. Because they have the same underlying cosmology. Or maybe they've decided to switch the story around and say it's the devil who's God. Okay, you're just a Christian with spookiness on it. It's still right-hand path because what is you in the scenario? That's the crux. That's what's making the difference. And baptism doesn't make you different. It's change. It's an initiation. So it's setting you up to undergo that work. It's setting you up to begin moving in that direction. Marcus Bethley, good to see you in chat. It gets ugly. Make you weak like a baby. Put the tip in. Yeah, bro, this shit will break everything you think you are. That's why usually in the Western tradition, they will advise against the initiate trying the left-hand path. It's like you tell a kid not to play in the street because they don't understand what's going on. And then they go over there and reality hit them. They may not make it back. The initiate is filled with pride and fear. This is part of the initiation, making them ready, cleaning them, purifying them, that they are ready to begin to do the work. The initiation ain't the work. Initiation is preparing you for the work. Initiation is preparing you for the work. See, that's why baptism is an initiation. They're cleaning you off. You're being dipped in the waters, purified. Why? So that you can now begin the work. Bruh, look, you enter the left-hand path. Most of the shit you thought was you ain't you and has to be removed. That's why for most motherfuckers, especially filled with pride and fear, it feels like everything that they are is destroyed and they have nothing left. And see, when your fear pops in, oh, what if I don't exist anymore? I'm dying, I'm gone, I'm disappearing. Why? Because all they knew themselves as was right down here. See, they're not actually playing the role of genius. They've dressed up personality as genius. And then once you actually have to pay the fucking piper, once you actually have to see the proof in the pudding, you're found destitute. You're found still wanting. because it was pride and performance as opposed to actually doing the work. It's not just attaining the title. It's not just attaining the title. The title is supposed to be evidence. Baptism plays differently in American Protestantism versus apostolic and old world churches, but that's where I need to develop my argument. Well, what argument are you trying to make? What argument are you trying to make? Well, really, you probably don't want to start with the argument. You probably want to start with your evidence and see what the evidence is pointing to. I was talking to somebody in the guild about that. Like, you don't want to start with your argument and then find evidence to support it. Because that's why a lot of people, that's why with all the confirmation porn, you can find anything to support anything. What you want to do is look at the evidence first and see what the evidence is pointing to. Then build your argument there and continue to test whether or not you've actually read the evidence appropriately. That American Protestantism is more left-hand path. There's not a degree of left-hand path. Like you say, well, we're more leftish than this. It's like, no, but if either you hit it or you didn't. Either you hit it or you didn't. Like, you want points because you got the tip on her thigh as opposed to on her knee. Bruh, you hit it or didn't. There's not more left-hand path. Like, we're more subway. Taking the car is more subway than taking the bike. Like, bro, you hit it or you didn't. You hit it or you didn't. It's the what is you, not the how is you described. It's the what is you. It's the continuity in the narrative. I'm sorry, I'm gonna show that picture one more time. Man, if we don't stop talking Christianity, Maestro, that shit can go on forever. No, we're gonna keep talking Christianity because that's what y'all know. Nah, don't tell Maestro not to talk Christianity. That's what you motherfuckers know. Y'all want to play like you know what I'm talking about. No, y'all know Christianity. Quit playing. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna get you where you need to go. Don't tell him you need to stop talking that shit. Yeah, I think this is the image I need. Okay, there we go. There we go. Because y'all motherfuckers want to love to get against Christianity. No, y'all just bad Christians and don't realize it. All right. Usually I don't always talk about this enough. For Brandon, genius is Cliff. Okay, that's why I have the word Cliff on here. I know it's been going on for 2,000 years. Yeah, it don't keep going on, bro. Look, it's in the language. It's in the culture. And y'all motherfuckers don't abandon the language or the culture. You just reject it. You just pose yourself against it, which is still the same thing. It's just poorly done. Like, you have to radically do something different. And in order to do that, you have to really comprehend what you was doing. And the proof in the pudding is easier said than done. All right, look. Look, and I'm trying to keep the colors the same to help you motherfuckers out. Brandon's body and the idea of Brandon are two different things. Brandon's body and the idea of Brandon are two different things. The idea of Brandon is non-physical. The idea of Brandon is non-physical. Now, granted, everything non-physical is about as close to the physical as you're going to get. But y'all motherfuckers is caught up in it. Why? Because it's a you that you understand. You know everything about being Brandon. You know his past, his future, what he was doing, where he's at, why he do what he do. You know all the hidden secret apocrypha that you gonna go to the grave with, right? You never gonna tell nobody that. Oh, yeah, that's why you can grasp it. The idea of Brandon has always been nested in the narrative of the physical body. Okay, they run parallel, so it's easy to make to conflate the two together. I get you. Okay, it's not about Brandon. It's not about Brandon. See, this I am down, gets caught up in the physical, and only going to get up once you let go of Brandon. For Brandon, the idea of genius is Cliff, and that's what's going to facilitate the ascension process. That's what's going to, this gets back, this is the original saga. Here, the orange line, this is the Brandon saga. And he's caught up in being parallel with the physical body. So he can't see shit. But realigning himself with this original saga, there's the green, realigning himself with that original saga is going to give you the trajectory for the ascension. But see, you niggas don't know the original saga. See, we'll do it from a Christian perspective once again. The original saga is telling you about God creating the heavens and the earth, the fall of Lucifer, the fall of Adam, the fall of Christ and his resurrection, leading towards revelations. There's your original saga. If you're a Christian whose idea of themselves is not nested in that original saga, this is just a regular Brandon here. Look, okay, let's say a Christian preacher, right, is talking to somebody who doesn't know Christianity. All right, so here comes the preacher to talk to Brandon because Brandon doesn't know anything about Christianity. He doesn't know about the salvation of the Lord. All right, Brandon's life is not nested in that original saga. He does not have a life that is nested in that original saga, that has a continuity beyond the physical world. His life, his past, present, and future, has no continuity beyond the physical world. But when his life is nested in that original saga, now he has continuity with something outside of the physical world. It gives him the forward movement for something like ascension. You have to have continuity with that ultimate reality, that original saga. And you can't remain Brandon. You can't remain Brandon. I'm serious, bro. Look, guys, the ascension process is not difficult. What's difficult is getting over your bullshit. It's getting over your bullshit, bro. 9 weeks of classes in 3 months, right? 9 shadow work sessions. Look, the A's, 3 of each. There's always shadow work sessions. Why? Because you're going to have to get that. And you're going to have to get it first. Otherwise, you're just going to keep bullshitting yourself. You're going to keep bullshitting yourself. Why? Because it's attached to what you like to believe. It's easier. It feels nice. Pride is the devil. I think it got a hold on me. And y'all are so good at conflating emotionalism, feeling good, feeling confident, with meaning that you've done the work. Here, let me show you the 3 C's. Because confidence don't need to be by itself. That's just pride with a different name. Confidence, you can't have confidence by itself. You can't have confidence by itself. It's just pride with sprinkles on it, bruh. Look, I do the 3 C's. Confidence is the last one. Consistency and clarity. Without a devotion to those things, it's not confidence, it's pride. It's not going to be confidence without a devotion to being consistent and clear. This is why I say be impeccable with your word. This is why I say be impeccable with your word. And look, let go ain't just, oh, I don't worry about anything. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to just take whatever comes. No, it's not what I'm saying. Letting go of your bullshit, your pride, what you think shit is. What you think it's supposed to look like, it's supposed to be. See, that's why I don't tell y'all what's it going to look like when you do it. Because that's you, once again, clinging, reaching for the security of knowing what it's going to be like. You got to let that go. See, it's not just float through life, do nothing, care about nothing. Because that's, once again, that's just detached from everything. I'm not telling you to do that. Now, because you still got to figure out what you is. Otherwise, how you going to detach from it? In order for confidence to be anything, you need to be devoted to consistency and clarity. Consistency and clarity. See, some folks won't be consistent because when they get to wiping their ass, they're like, man, this still coming out nasty. Like, when am I going to wipe it? And it's just, I'm never going to have to wipe it again. Aren't I going to get to a place where I don't have to do this no more? No. No. You're never going to reach that point. It don't exist. Just like wiping your ass. Shadow work is like wiping your ass. You're never going to get to not do it. You have to get good at it. And it's always going to stink. It's always going to stink. You're never going to wipe it one day, and it's the last time it ever needs to be wiped. You're never going to wipe it one day, and this smells nice. Listen, that cake icing? No. You have to get good at it. You're never going to stop, and it's always going to stink. You need to devote yourself to consistency. Clarity. That way, you're not just finding the words and the pieces that feel good. You're looking to check your work. You're looking to check your understanding. Not just check how you feel about the word, about the idea, about what it should be. You're checking for clarity even beyond what you want it to be. Only once you have those will confidence help you. Because look, I'm so serious. Once you get the consistency and the clarity, the confidence comes from that. When y'all motherfuckers are trying to be confident before you're consistent or clear, it's cap. It's pride. It's bullshit. And y'all trying to use that as momentum. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's just motivation and inspiration. You need consistency and clarity. Hell yeah, cake icing, bro. Motherfuckers treat shadow work like it's something where once you do it, it's not gonna smell bad no more. It's like wiping your ass, yo. You always have to do it. You gotta get good at it. And it's never gonna not stink. And it's never gonna not stink. And that's just the shadow work side, guys. I'm saying, look, let go of the idea that what's stopping you is you don't have confidence. Because it's probably not true. You got confidence in something. No, like you got confidence in something. Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas got confidence in capping. That's what it is. Performing and posing. You got confidence in that shit. Let me give a motivational tip in my Instagram stories. Oh, capping ass shit. Fuck out of here. Elder Molly, good to see you in the chat. Unfortunately, this is the end of the show today. God damn, man. It made me mad. I'll be alright. But look, the 3 A's of practical magic, and these are the basics. It can get much more complicated than this and does. The 3 C's. Before confidence is anything but cap, you need consistency and clarity. Just like motherfuckers try and be disciplined with no direction. Disciplined in what and for what reason? If you don't know that, your discipline is just cap. You have to have direction before discipline is effective in any means. That's just me talking, right? Whatever, y'all. Y'all have a great fucking day. For those in the guild, we got office hours today. Whew.